It's not a game of Quidditch, and it's not Wizards chess. It's hockey, and it's here in the Classic City. Will the Rock Lobsters defeat their own version of Slytherin, the Monroe Moccasins, to take the House Cup in Wizards Night in Akins Ford Arena? Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Lobster Tank. This is Matt T. Rad bringing you all the action live here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network, whether that be on our official YouTube stream or live on the airwaves with 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. Our show tonight begins with the Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame Show. The Rock Lobsters are coming off maybe their toughest weekend of the season. 3 games against the Blue Ridge Bobcats, and twice Athens was zeroed on the scoreboard. That included a Sunday night square-up which ended 1-0 in favor of the Bobcats. Josh Rosenzweig had a great performance, saving 27 of 28 shots, but the Rock Lobsters had no solution for Connor Green, who stood on his head in his return to Blue Ridge from his SPHL loan. Perhaps they can recapture some of that magic on Wizards Night, and it's also Teachers Appreciation Night here in the Classic City. This would be the team to try and do that against. The Rock Lobsters are 6-0 against the Monroe Moccasins, and that's without playing them on their home ice. It's been an interesting season series against the Louisiana outfit. A lot of physicality, a lot of fights, and a lot of Rock Lobster goals. Let's hope for more of the same this weekend. It could be an important series for the Rock Lobsters, with the Moccasins being the 6th-place team in the Continental Division and therefore the first team outside of the playoff picture. The more points that the Rock Lobsters deprive from the Moccasins, the easier it will be for Athens to clinch the playoffs. Let's take a look at our fan saves impact players of the game. First, for the Monroe Moccasins, it'll be Yanni Liriakos. He's making his first appearance of the season after signing for Monroe just this morning, but his resume speaks for itself. Just last year, he logged 32 goals and 40 assists for the Mississippi Seawolves. His tenure with the Seawolves didn't end the way he wanted, but no doubt he will be hungry to refine his touch on the ice. As for the Rock Lobsters, Carter Shinkarik, also known as Captain Fantastic, he's looking a little bit different there on that graphic. For those of you listening on the radio, our graphic tonight of Carter Shinkarik having Harry Potter glasses and the signature scar. Carter Shinkarik had scored 5 of his 12 goals this season against the Moccasins. You can see how important he has been for head coach Steve Martinson, the highest plus-minus of any Rock Lobster and leading the FPHL in points among defensemen. Our Impact Player segment is brought to you by FanSaves. Download the FanSaves app and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the team's digital coupon book. Now it's time to take a look at the starting lineup. Claudius not in the starting 5 tonight, but he is the first on the ice. Starting in net will be William Lavaliere. In front of him, a pair of Carter Shinkarik and Riley Robertson. Up at the front, a new-look line of Garrett Milan, Malik Johnson, and Daniil Glukaryov. The team physician provided by Piedmont is Dr. Owlett Graff. Our starting lineup is brought to you by Akins Ford. If you're going to make a deal on a new Ford truck, why not deal with the biggest and best Ford dealership in the Peach State? Speaking of team physician, a quick Piedmont Athens regional injury report. Michael Greco, to my understanding, will miss out this weekend due to a lower body injury. Besides that, this Rock Lobster team is looking healthy, and that does it for tonight's Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame Show. Piedmont, real change lives here. Coming up soon will be puck drop, and after that, hockey between the Moccasins and the Rock Lobsters. We cannot wait to see how this 3-game set goes here in the Classic City. More hockey coming up here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about my
future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Crustacean Nation, the support for our military is being felt both on the Rock Lobster shop and our Dash auctions. Make sure to pick up a new Rock Lobster military appreciation shirt or jersey and then make a bid on some autographed collectibles you can't get anywhere else. Simply go to your internet browser and type in fans.winwithdash.com. That's fans.winwithdash.com. And bid on autographed collectibles from your favorite Athens Rock Lobsters. Also not pictured there is a special Wizard Night jersey and a special military jersey. No doubt a fun weekend ahead for this Rock Lobsters team. Tonight, Wizards Night, Teacher Appreciation Night. Tomorrow night, Military Appreciation Night. Special jerseys for those as well. And then Sunday, Faith and Family Night on Sunday. We have a special panel before the game. And actually, the Rock Lobsters' own Malik Johnson will take part in that panel. Very excited to see what Malik has to say about his relationship with God. Also, those 3 nights are something that we covered in our Coach's Corner. You can check that out now on our YouTube page, or you can wait until the first intermission where we'll play that live for you. And here come the Crustacean here into the tank. Already a raucous crowd here tonight. Can't wait to see what happens when the Rock Lobsters put one on the board. Rock Lobsters looking for a bounce-back win. It has not been often this season that they've had to do so on such a quick turnaround. Fell to Blue Ridge last Friday and then did so again on Sunday. Super Milan with speed onto the ice. Also, before we get started, I want to take a quick second to thank Steven Turner and also Steven Self. Thanks to their hard work, we will have a special score bug for both tonight, Wizards Night, and Military Appreciation Night tomorrow. And also, because of the hard work of Steven Self, we will also have elements to our broadcast that we were not able to have before. We will have power play timers, and we will also have a shot on goal meter. Very, very excited to see how this all turns out tonight. Please give us some patience if it doesn't go to plan. A new system being put into place tonight, and you know how that can be. There's Carter Shinkarik, the last of the starting lineup on the ice, rather William Lavalier right out after him. Lavalier has been able to win in every start that he's made with the Rock Lobsters this season. And that included the 5-3 win last Saturday against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Some special guests on the ice tonight. as you see the kids' captains making their way into the rink. Also have some special guests for the puck drop. We'll get to that in a little bit. Something's making its way on the ice here. Just laying out the carpet for the puck drop. We have our color guard, the Cub Scout Pack 377. But it's time for the national anthem being sung tonight by local Athens musician Tracy Brown of the group Tracy and Jeff.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to honor America and Americans around the country with the singing of our national anthem, being performed this evening by local Athens musician Tracy Brown of the performing duo Tracy and Jeff.
A special thank you to Tracy Brown for that rendition of the national anthem. And now it's time for a couple of ceremonial puck drops. Joining us out on the ice for the first of two puck drops. We've got a mix here. We've got a CEO of a friend of the show, Wes Anderson of Roto-Rooter. He also directs a mean film, I've got to say. Sorry, Wes, I'm sure you hear that 5 billion times a day. And then a special treat for Teacher Appreciation Night. We've got 6th grade social studies teacher at Clark Middle School, Chris Watson. A winner of the Clark County Teacher of the Year Award. A warm welcome for Chris. And a little bit of a hug there between the two captains, Frank Schumacher and Carter Shinkarik. And here goes nothing, the premiere of our new score bug on the broadcast. Another big thank you to the Stephen contingent for helping us out. Taking a look at the 5 out on the ice for the Moccasins: Hal Gustafson, Declan Conway, Kevin Sabad, who joined the team recently from the Zydeco, Frank Schumacher, and one of the newest members of the team, Houston Wilson, former teammate of 2 of the players out on the ice right now for the Rock Lobsters, Garrett Milan and Malik Johnson, who played with Wilson for the Pensacola Ice Flyers. Long discussion right out of the faceoff. And away we go here on Wizards Night in Akins Ford Arena. The Moccasins win the faceoff, playing out of their own zone. Poke it up the right-hand side. Houston Wilson trying to waste no time making an impression in his first game as a Moccasin. Dumped in through the right-hand side by the Rock Lobsters. A little bit of a physical presence on the near corner. Great feed into the front. Malik Johnson looking for Milan, and Milan shoved into the crease by Schumacher. Garrett Milan had his stick broken too, and then a turnover in the defensive zone, and the Moccasins have scored. Coming out of Garrett Milan being tipped in to the Moccasin crease, Monroe go the other side of the ice and open up the scoring. And how about it, Houston Wilson has a little bit of the bragging rights against his former teammates. First shot, first goal in this game. And the Rock Lobsters once again have work to do here. Kolatarsi. Banker up the left side. Here's the new man, Bodan Zinchenko. Picked up by Asp behind the Monroe net. Kason Gallant gets to the loose puck, but then it's swept away by Hugo Koch. Ooh, a big hit into the inboards, and Zinchenko then gets tackled by Bacon. How about that for a first impression as a Rock Lobster? Bodan Zinchenko. That's a big league hit, and he's trying to wipe at the head. Maybe checking if there's any blood there. A lot has already happened through the first minute and 7 seconds of this game. Looks like we'll skate potentially at 4 apiece here. Zinchenko and Bacon going to the box. Confirmation there of the 2 penalties, Zinchenko and Bacon. I'm imagining they're both for roughing. Face-off won by the Rock Lobsters here on the 4-on-4. Gallant centering pass, didn't find Virgili. But unable to pick it up was Blake Anderson, and then Kolatarsi's brought down to the ice. So just like that, the Rock Lobsters go down a goal, go down a man along with the Moccasins, and then now are on the Paloma Park power play. A 4-on-3 here. How about this, Steven? Your program here is very much so getting tested. Milan, Gallant, Carter Shinkarik, and Philip Virgili, the unit for this 4-man power play. Shinkarik, the bake pass up to Kason Gallant, the leading power play goal scorer for the Rock Lobsters. Has 10 on the season. Shinkarik to the left for Gallant. Back to Captain Fantastic. Milan on the right side, centering pass towards Virgili. Good cut out there by Koash. Gallant with the left circle, tipped from Virgili. Good save there. Shinkarik with a shot that just goes wide. Sean Kuhn watches that one go wide. Kason Gallant in the neutral ice. Backhand sweep back to Shinkarik. Milan up the left side. Meandering towards the right. Missed pass there towards Shinkarik. Kason Gallant using the speed of his skating to poke it back up the left wing for Milan. Plays it with a skate back to Gallant. Gallant's pass is whiffed on. Wow, what a feed there. Milan to Shinkarik, who loses a handle, but Virgili's there to clean it up. A long, slow banker towards Milan. Milan with a slapper. Virgili was waiting on the doorstep, but covering up was Kuhn. Sean Kuhn, 31 saves on 36 shots in the 5-2 loss versus Columbus last game. The Moccasins having lost 4 out of their last 5. They're looking for their first win against the Rock Lobsters, and they're up 1-0, 45 seconds left on this Rock Lobster power play. Long discussion here. I'm wondering if there's something up with the clock. Officials chatting with the stats people at the center of the rink. Milan tries to poke it through the end boards and does. Schumacher takes it long. Lavalier plays it behind his net. Kolatarsi here on this power play unit. Moccasins with 2 in, trying to get something done shorthanded. Play from behind the net from Houston Wilson. Here come the Rock Lobsters with numbers the other way. Gallant gets pushed into the zone, so Milan has to take a detour. Milan right over the center of the blue line. Toe drags it through the skates of Schumacher, but Schumacher plays the body instead of the puck. Kolatarsi can't cast a spell on that one over the line, and now the power play is over for the Rock Lobsters, and we're back at even strength. Shots on goal even at 1 apiece between these two teams. Make that 2-1 in favor of the Rock Lobsters. Asp playing it out from his own far end corner. Shakiri gets a piece of it, picked up by Picard on their own defensive blue line. Picard gets it turned over on him. Tight angle shot doesn't go for Yanni Liriakos. Good fluidity in play thus far for the Moccasins, but the Rock Lobsters with a diving poke check from Brandon Picard is able to test Sean Kuhn. But Sean Kuhn, with not a lot of power behind that puck, it's easy for him to make the save. The Rock Lobsters trying to battle back in from behind here, and out comes the line of Picard, Alden, and Reller. Dion Demke and Joe Kolatarsi. The defenseman behind them, Demke drawing in to the lineup after the injury to Michael Greco, which we talked about in our pregame show. Kalikovi Nuyemi, the Swede, up the right side. Blake Anderson, playmaking from behind the red line, up the blue line. Quick deflection in front from Hugo Coach. William Lavalier is able to deal with it. But the Moccasins have looked dangerous thus far. Reller able to poke it, but not out. Centering pass finds Anderson, who tries to dance through a couple of Rock Lobsters. Quickly gets the puck back, sends Caden Hendry through the right side. That one caught Lavalier up high. Alden able to grab that one, but it's poked away from Reller right before he made the zone entry. Good play with a stick there by this man, Christopher Rex Moe. Glukarioff, a play on the far side. Kevin Sabad trying to wriggle that one free. Carter Shinkarik using his great vision, but his only option was the short one in Robertson. This is almost a friendly bounce for Malik Johnson, but it didn't remain that way. Rock Lobsters with numbers in the zone, but have they overcommitted here as the goal scorer of the Moccasins? Only goal in this game, Wilson. A shot gets deflected and right into the breadbasket of Lavalier. We're going to go to a commercial break here. The Moccasins have taken the early lead through their new man, Houston Wilson, and that is why they have the 1-0 advantage. We'll be back after this commercial break. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Houston Wilson with the goal just 40 seconds into this game. He's the difference maker thus far. About 5.5 minutes gone from this first period, and the Rock Lobsters looking up at the scoreboard down 1-0. Face-off going to happen right to the left of Lavalier. Milan going up against his former roommate, Houston Wilson, the goal scorer. Both of them trying to get edge on each other, but it's Milan who wins the draw. Kolatarsi out of his own corner. On his off foot, able to make the pass up the left side. Milan with a pass to Glukarioff on the right. Pad saved by Kuhn. Johnson tries to play it out of the corner. It bounces towards Kolatarsi. Calamity out in front. Dealt with by Hal Gustafson. Wilson meanders out of his own zone. Conway helps take it in. Milan, surrounded by two, still able to use the stick to get that biscuit away from the Moccasins. Glukarioff, he's known to score a highlight reel goal this season, is able to beat Danny Dangles once again, but the finish was missing. Carter Shinkarik with a slapper right into the shins of Koash, dumps it right back into the corner. Milan with a cross-check, able to free things up for Glukarioff. Carter Shinkarik on the backhand, able to stop it. Long-range shot right into the glove of Kuhn and out. Picked back up by another Swede in this Moccasin team. And it looks like the Moccasins are going right back to the penalty box. Seth Bacon gets called, I believe, for the trip on Malik Johnson. And the Rock Lobsters going back to the Paloma Park power play. If they're able to log a goal on the quadruple P tonight, they will earn fans $3 tacos at Paloma Park for 24 hours. Virgili taking the face-off here. Gallant, Virgili, Bodan Zinchenko, Brandon Picard, and Joe Kolatarsi. So this is the second unit that comes out for the power play. Kolatarsi, Picard in the right circle, back to the blue liner. Gallant lets one rip, but right into the lower body of Koivu Niemi. Rock Lobsters able to keep it in play. Right in the center of this power play unit is Bodan Zinchenko. A chance here for Zinchenko to let one rip and make a quick first impression. Kolatarsi with another test of Sean Kuhn, but he makes another pad save. A really good start to the night for the Glen Falls, New York native. Kolatarsi out of his own zone. Bank pass towards Kason Gallant. Good move. Forehand backhand on the left side. Creates some room, but he's unable to generate power on the shot from the right circle. Still a minute 15 to go on this man advantage for the Rock Lobsters. Sent up the left-hand boards by Lavalier. Intercepted by Virgili. A cheer of "Let's Go Lobsters" serenading the crowd here. Milan takes a spill. Virgili from the left circle. Deflected out into the end boards. Puck pinballing around the near corner. Russell coming back from a prone position, able to get it free, but the Moccasins send it long with 40 seconds left to go in the power play. Lavalier will have to freeze. It was good forechecking there from the Moccasins. And because of that, Lavalier could not play the puck back into play as quickly as he wanted to. I have a quick chance here to thank some of our sponsors. Athens Area Urology. You're in good hands with Athens Area Urology. Plumber Pro, Hospitality South, Athens Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Classic City Flats, Harmon Enterprises, and of course, Roto Rooter, their CEO, with a ceremonial puck drop tonight, Wes Anderson. A quick face-off win, and then a quick shot out of it from Declan Conway, who catches the shoulder of Lavalier. Play in from behind. The new man, Liriakos. Great pass to the left for Conway, who misses the net. And that might spring the Rock Lobsters the other way. Milan. Off the inboards and off the back of Kuhn's net. Shinkarik, good play at the line to evade Liriakos. Milan lets it run. Johnson out of the corner. Russell has to race to get there. Another good play with a stick by Rex Moe, but he loses out. Malik Johnson with a backhand sweep back to Russell with a shot, a pad save, Kuhn. Both teams back at full strength here. Dumped in long. Matt Garcia has to poke that puck out of the trajectory towards Lavalier. Moccasins trying to dig it out of the corner. It's sent long. Played by Kuhn, no icing. Kuhn getting caught out. Alden trying to get it out from under his carom. Floated long by Many Guns. Good touch of the puck there with a stick by Sabad. Sabad holding off Robertson. Not going to be easy to do against the 6'6" defenseman. Many Guns able to clean up the mess out of it. Hugh Gustafson shot, watching it the whole way into his glove was Lavalier. Wow, what a start to this game. It's been really back and forth, and the penalties have contributed to that a little bit, but the scoreline still in favor of the team on the road, the Monroe Moccasins, with a goal just 40 seconds in to the contest through a man playing his first game for Monroe, Houston Wilson. Alden, face-off win. Robertson coming out of the circle with a puck. Trying to find Brendan Ronan, gets intercepted there by Caden Henry. William Lavalier is able to get a piece of his body on that one and frees the puck at the 10-19 mark. Slight edge for the Rock Lobsters in shots, 8-6. But they have not been able to see the dividends of those efforts just yet. And the Moccasins have had great pressure on the forecheck. We knew that they had the ability to play this way. Schumacher, hard off the inboards, sent back in, centering pass towards Blake Anderson. Rock Lobsters going the other way. Case and Gallant with a good move, but a great read there by Hal Gustafson, who was able to make a very, very quick redemption out of it. Anderson from the left circle, centering pass. That's Calamity at the net, and I believe that comes off a Rock Lobster last. Right at the 10-minute mark of this game, the Moccasins have doubled their lead. We'll see who they give that goal to. I believe it was Anderson who came out of the corner with a centering pass. And unfortunately for Kyle Russell, I believe it came off the Rock Lobster number 7 last. Not the start that the Rock Lobsters were looking for. Going up against a team that they've dominated in play this season, 6-0 against the Moccasins, but currently down against a team that has kind of become a rival for them. Koash. Can the Moccasins make it 3 here? Tight angle shot. Lavalier gets pushed once again. The Moccasins have been able to make Lavalier uncomfortable thus far in this one. Milan, great pass to find Glukaryov. Danny dangles towards the left. But a great defensive effort from the Moccasins. In all 3 zones of the ice, Milan brings down Stefanini. Milan getting into it with Stefanini, and then Shinkarik with a shot right in the midsection. Milan is taken down, and things are boiling over behind Kuhn's net. A calamity of bodies between these two teams. Everybody's tangled up, even the Zebras. This Rock Lobster team perhaps already frustrated by the scoreline, but then they see their biggest contributor being messed with right behind the net. And that prompted a quick response from the Rock Lobster team. It's a blurry replay, but we see Malik Johnson. His gloves look like they got pulled off him by Stefanini. Looks like once again there will be offsetting penalties between the two teams. Be interesting to see if this is a more traditional fighting penalty, if we'll skate 4 aside or if we'll keep it 5 apiece. We'll find out after the commercial break, but Rock Lobsters trying to inject some fight into this one. Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Right now there's just 2 penalties up on the scoreboard here, both for the Rock Lobsters, but Rock Lobsters have 4 skaters out on the ice. Right now we'll just put it as a Moccasin 5-on-4 power play. Still think the referees are trying to clarify here. Rock Lobsters going on a Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Strong, skilled, strategic defense. That's what Leslie Jones Law gives you, and that is what Rock Lobsters will need here to make sure that the Moccasins don't take a 3-0 lead. Kowash. It'll be 2 offsetting penalties, and then Malik Johnson and Milan off for roughing. Keep things simple. The officials will make it just a 5-on-4 here. Alden taking a hit up high. I think both teams are really feeding off the crowd's energy here. For Geely, his pass getting intercepted by Liriakos. Manyguns gets his own bounce back. Tries to bank it towards Liriakos. Rock Lobsters playing a very physical game here, trying to get back into this one. Conway up the left side. The Moccasins setting up shop here, a shot up high, and that one bounces off the helmet of Lavalier and into the netting. A lot of velocity on that effort from Hal Gustafson. Hal Gustafson's come over to the States this season after getting his first taste of pro hockey last year in France and Australia. Back underway on this Moccasin power play. Rex Moe has Koivuniemi behind him. Back to Rex Moe, who's on the right circle, finds a pass on the left circle, tight angle shot. Puck still loose out in front. Lavalier able to sprawl over it. The Moccasins have done a really good job here at putting pucks in dangerous parts of the net, or rather of the ice, out in front of Lavalier. They've made Lavalier uncomfortable, no doubt about it. To confirm, Niven in the chat, Rock Lobsters are indeed 6-0 against Monroe. That really rolls off the tongue, a lot more than 6-1 would. Let's see if the Rock Lobsters can find a way back into this one, down 2-0. Blake Anderson, the goal scorer of the second. Pass out to the left from behind the net. Wilson back to the line for Koivuniemi. Rex Moe, right circle. The Swede Koivuniemi gets the return pass. Rex Moe with a ripper right into the glove of Lavaliere. Moccasins now have the shot on goal advantage at 12-10, but a good penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters. Coming into this game, killing 88.6% of the penalties taken. That's good enough for second in the FPHL. 12 seconds left before the Rock Lobsters will return Malik Johnson and Garrett Milan to the ice. No doubt work to do for this Rock Lobster team. It is not often they find themselves down 2 goals in the first period. Liriakos with a face-off win. Bearing down in the slot, Seth Bacon misses a short-range shot right out in front of Lavaliere. Garrett Milan back to the ice. Both teams back at full strength. And the Rock Lobsters are able to keep the Moccasins out on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Ronan on the left side finds Alden, who has some freedom and some space. Centering pass. That one took an awkward bounce off a skate towards the far side. Garrett Milan still not backing down from anybody as he's into the face of Hal Gustafson. Rock Lobsters sending out a unit here. Their top 5 that started this game: Milan, Johnson, Glukarioff, Robertson, and Shinkarik. Hal Gustafson stopped by the glove of Robertson. His pass rides the line, but Glukarioff was coming back from an offside position. Blake Anderson all the way back for Schumacher behind the net, pass to the left side. Good move from Hugo Coach right out in front of his own bench. Played at the line by Caden Henry. Shinkarik gets it off of Henry, rings it around the Rosie for Malik Johnson on the near side. Poked up by Robertson. Glukarioff at his own blue line gets a return pass at the center of the ice from Garrett Milan, but loses a handle and the Moccasins have it back. Hal Gustafson takes a poke from Milan, sent in by the Moccasins. Shinkarik lost side of the puck, bounces right out in front of his stick. Glukarioff, good patience there. Sets Anderson down to his knees. Glukarioff finds an opening in space. It takes a big hit. Garrett Milan off the centering pass. He thought it went in. We had a good angle of it, though. It never looked like it went past the goal line behind Sean Kuhn. Meanwhile, on the other side, toe drag shot Caden Henry. And the Moccasins are in numbers in Lavaliere's net. Malik Johnson just trying to keep this puck in the Moccasin zone. Rock Lobsters doing a great job of that centering pass. Virgili with a backhand poke into Kuhn. Russell centering pass. All it needed was a touch from Johnson, but it came too quickly to him. Virgili into the back of Wilson, but Wilson using that short 5'9" frame to bounce off the Swede, swept back in by Conway. Lavaliere stops it behind the net, picked up by Shinkarik behind that net. Virgili unable to play it with the skate was Zinchenko. He takes a big hit, but still finds a pass for Virgili. Virgili nearly overskated it, taken off of his stick by Wilson. The Moccasins with a great defensive effort through the first 15 minutes of this game. Zinchenko waiting for Virgili to get back on side. Takes a hit into the boards from Bacon. A touch of the puck from Liriakos. And after this commercial break, the Rock Lobsters are going to go back to the Paloma Park power play I believe it's going to be a boarding call going up against Bacon. Rock Lobsters need a goal. Can they find one before this first period is done? We'll find out after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Shots are even at 12 apiece, but not an even scoreline. The Moccasins with a great first period to put themselves up 2-0, but a good opportunity for the Rock Lobsters to get back on the Paloma Park power play and send more troubling shots towards Sean Kuhn. Now that is easier said than done. It has been a great start to the night for the New York netminder. Gallant, Milan, Virgili, Glukaryov, and Shinkarik, the top power play unit for this Rock Lobster team. Glukaryov working the line here with Shinkarik. Gallant with a tiptoe on the left circle, back to Captain Fantastic. Super Milan's on the far side. Up the boards for Virgili, back to Milan. Shinkarik deputizing this blue line, casing Gallant. Good puck movement. A whiff on the shot from the Red Deer Rocket. Picked up by Danny Dangles. Up the end boards, all the way around to Shinkarik. Stops it at the line. Shinkarik thinking about the slapper. Takes a piece of Schumacher out in front. Good comfort there by Schumacher, who took the shot off the chest and then played it back down and out to clear it. 45 seconds gone in this power play. Another good move from Danny Dangles. Virgili with a centering pass. Milan misses it over the bar. Sent back out by Monroe. Carter Shinkarik using his pace to pick it back up. Less than a minute to go now. Rock Lobsters looking for their first goal of the night and to gift $3 tacos to Rock Lobster fans through the FanSaves app. Zinchenko, drop pass, Russell. Pad saved by Kuhn. Malik Johnson picks it back up in the right circle, sends it to the blue line for Kolatarsi. Russell, the D-line partner with Kolatarsi here, up the right side for Zinchenko. Russell, is he thinking about the shot? Releases it right into the shin of Wilson. Bounces down for Kolatarsi. Malik Johnson just trying to get that into a free zone of the ice. Kolatarsi pokes it up off the left side, but he's not able to stop the clearance by Koivu Niemi. 2:45 to go in this period, but 10 seconds left on the Bacon penalty. And that will likely end the Rock Lobster power play as the Rock Lobsters commit an offside at the 2:31 mark. I feel like it's been a start that the Rock Lobsters haven't won it on the ice, but it's been a very good start for our new graphics here on the broadcast. It's great to have a power play timer up there. It's great to be able to see the shots on goal. Another face-off win for the Moccasins, who are now back at even strength. Bacon's back out on the ice. Lavalier leaves it for Shinkarik. Had to play it quick, took a hit, but is able to get the pass off for Ronan. Right to left pass. Reller trying to get in behind Bacon. He does, but behind Bacon was Asp. Shinkarik to the end boards. Riding the wall towards Reller. Reller can't toe drag that one through Coach. Alden with a stiff arm. Looking like a running back out there. Centering pass, Ronan, and another save by Kuhn. Will the Rock Lobsters go up against another goaltender who puts on a world-class performance? It would be the third in 4 games that they've gone up against a goaltender who's putting on that kind of performance. Still not through the first period yet here. Garrett Milan might have something to say. Stomps on the brakes, takes a hit from Ash, taken down on the ice, looks at the official, looking for the call, but he gets the puck back at least. Able to get himself into the slot, puts one off the toenail of Kuhn. Sent long by the Moccasins. No icing. Less than a minute to go. The Rock Lobsters would love to go back into the intermission team talk with a goal to their name, but Liriakos takes it off of the stick of Shinkarik. Milan able to force a turnover in an advantageous spot, but 3 Moccasins around him were able to prevent him from striking. It's been a frustrating weekend plus for this Rock Lobster offense. Milan trying to test Schumacher, who sends it long. Took a deflection, so no icing. Is there one last rush here for the Rock Lobsters? 10 seconds on the clock. Robertson right into Schumacher. Rock Lobsters take it into the zone, but the horn sounds here at Akins Ford Arena. And right now, it's Slytherin that has 2 points against your Gryffindor, the Rock Lobsters. Well, it's an exciting weekend here at Akins Ford Arena, and that was a topic of conversation in my talks with head coach Steve Martinson. You might have seen that debut on our YouTube page today. Real quickly, I'm going to pause for station identification. WGAU and W254CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. Here is my talk from yesterday with head coach Steve Martinson. Welcome back to another Coach's Corner here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Play-by-play commentator Mattine Rad, joined as always with head coach Steve Martinson. Coach Marty, the team is coming off of another shutout loss against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. It's a little bit of deja vu, another great goaltender performance, but a different goaltender. You said after Friday's game that your team needed to shoot the puck better. Was that the same ailment on Sunday, or was something else plaguing the team?
Well, I mean, I think it was a combination of that, and then I think, we had some scoring chances that I thought we could have moved the puck, made a little better decisions on passing, and we shot, and we had some situations where we could have just went side to side. But yeah, their goalie, I didn't think we played a poor game. I just thought their goalie was really good, and even when we shot the puck good, he made some good saves. So it was certainly a frustrating afternoon, or I guess the evening. That was the evening game. I'm used to Sundays being an afternoon game, but yeah, that was tough. And then the power play, we get a power play late in the game, and that's when we really needed to step up and tie up the game, so it was a little bit disappointing.
It was Connor Green in the net on Sunday for Blue Ridge, and he came back from a loan in the SPHL because backup Marshall Murphy had hurt himself in the warm-up on Saturday. With Hussey's shutout on Friday, and then it feels like you figured him out on Saturday, you score 5 goals against him, then they're able to put a new goaltender to worry about in Green on Sunday. Do you think trying to figure out someone new in net contributed to the difficulties?
No. I mean, you're really not. You don't see goalies enough to try to, if you're playing the same team over and over, there's been situations where I've been in divisions, we might play a team 12 times, and then you get to know the goalies. But it's hard to get to know a goalie you don't see very often. But, I thought he made some unbelievable, he made some kick-out saves that were really good that I thought, geez, that puck's going in. So, like I said, when the goalie's doing well, I mean, the big thing you got to do is get some side-to-side passing with shots, and we did that, and there were some times we could have done it a few more, and then you got to get traffic. If the goalie's really hot and stopping everything he sees, then, you got to take his eyes away.
With you having the shot advantage at 41-28, I'm sure you and the team would have felt that you played as the better team. I felt that way, at least. There's been a ton of hockey interspersed with travel as of late. Do you feel that this week going into a home series will give your team a needed reset?
Yeah, well, it's always nice to be at home, and then we've had 3 days of practice. Last week we didn't have the ice, so we had practice on the dinky rink. So we really only had 1 day, so we were able to address a couple of things that I thought we needed to work on. But we actually did a lot of skill stuff this week, and the skill stuff, with shots involved. So hopefully we'll be a little bit dialed in. And then the other thing is, we got the lines have all been adjusted a little, with some changes and a new player in the lineup and kind of what I looked at this weekend. And so we're going to try a couple of different things on Friday night and see how that goes.
We'll talk about that new player in just a little bit. I was curious, were there lessons to be taken out of those 2 losses this past weekend, or do you kind of feel the way that I do, that on a different night, the team would have got a different result?
Well, I think, yeah, that's the simplest form. We would have got a different, we could have easily had a different result. But, the other thing is if one line isn't scoring, usually obviously our top 2 lines have been scoring a lot. Our third line has been sporadic. And so, if the other lines aren't scoring, you need somebody to score. So I've adjusted, like I said, I adjusted 3 lines. And we've got depth in scoring, and maybe puck carrying. And I think we have everything on every line to have where I feel. And I tried this for a little bit. And then we had, I can't remember, we had the injury or call up. We lost a player. And so I ended up going back. But now I'm trying to have 3 balanced lines. And, we'll spot, because you have 10 forwards. And I don't like to sit guys on the bench. So you spot, a guy in. But I'm trying to create more depth in scoring and give us, a better chance of having each line have the ability to score. Because like right now, when you look at, Garrett's line, all 3 of those guys are kind of goal scorers and have been scoring in this league. So trying to break that up a little bit and make sure we've got guys on every line that I got to be careful. I say that we have guys on every line that can score. We're just not scoring. But that's the idea behind it.
Well, now, Coach, we can look ahead at a 3-game series against the Monroe Moccasins. 3 promotional nights that I know the fans are excited about: Wizards Night, Military Appreciation Night, and Faith and Family Night. Knowing you don't strike me as having much interest in Wizards, Coach. So let's talk about Military Appreciation Night.
Well, wait a minute. I gotta. So I don't have any Harry Potter stuff, but because my wife does the designing and stuff. So I always get my little, looks at it. I had kids, we watched Harry Potter with my kids. So, I think that's a great night. I think there's a lot of passion for, with Harry Potter fans. It's kind of like I read all the Conan books.
Yeah.
And so, there's certain passions with everybody. And that's really obviously with the Harry Potter people, it's a big deal. But, military night is, it's something that I believe in. I believe in appreciating the military and everything that they do. I mean, the reality is those people are willing to put their lives on the line, and that's a small percentage of our population that's willing to do that. So anything that we can do to support them, I think is something that's obviously a positive thing.
Well, your boys had a chance to go out and tour Camp Toccoa, and they had a chance to do the climb of Mount Karahi. Anybody who knows their World War II history knows that the paratroopers would go and climb Karahi all the time in their training. Your players do make a huge sacrifice to play the game of hockey, but how important is it to you that they put themselves in the boots of those who make the biggest sacrifice of all?
Well, I can't speak for each player because, some people come from military families and some people, are completely against it. So, I can't speak for everybody. The one thing that I always think about is, when you hear athletes say we're going to go to war, with another team, it's going to be a battle out there. And those are things you'll never hear me say. I mean, I'll say it'll be tough. It's going to be a hard fought series, but you'll never hear me talk about it's going to be a war, because in war, people really do get shot and they really do get killed. And a game is a game, and as bad as we want to win every game, it's never a war. It's a game, and it can be, like I said, physical. It can be, high scoring. There's a lot of different aspects of the game and series and things that, that change, but it's never really a war. So, but anyway, going back to, I always like it when we have military people up and you honor them, and same thing with first responders. I think it's important to the communities that those people get recognized.
Then actually Friday, it might be Wizards night, but it is also a teacher appreciation night. I was curious, Coach, if there was any teacher from your history that sticks out in your mind that you might want to remember fondly in this moment.
Well, my dad was actually a teacher, so yeah. I mean, I grew up in it's a little bit different because he actually taught at the junior high that I went to school, and one time I had a teacher tell me to go down, and I wasn't liking something I was doing in class, and told me to go down to my dad's office, and I'm like, yeah, my dad's got a bad temper. I'm not going down to my dad's office. So I went and talked to my counselor. I said, hey, this is BS. And I'm in junior high. I'm like, I can't be told to go down to my dad's office. And so, but we, as a kid, we got to go to the gym, in the wintertime in Minnesota when it's 20 below out. We would be, in the gym when when it was closed and jumping on trampolines and stuff. But so we had a lot of fun, but I came from a big family. So all those afternoons always ended up in some type of fight with somebody in the family, but we had a good time. So yeah, I mean, going back, looking at teachers, yeah, I had an English teacher in college that wanted me to leave business school and get into creative writing, and I was just kind of like, no, I'm not going to do that. But she read one of my business paper, one of my in-class assignments to the English board, so that was kind of different for me. But yeah, I mean, I was a back of the class guy, not a front of the class guy. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask that question.
Well, those promotional nights are ended with Faith and Family Night on Sunday. There's going to be a panel, and actually Malik Johnson will be one of those speaking. I thought it was really cool that Malik was going to be able to get up there and talk about his relationship with God. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important. I've had Gary Steffes play for me in Allen, and he's I guess a pastor, or however, I'm not sure the exact wording that you have, but so I've had some players that they used to go out and pray, after the games, and visiting players, and I see guys do that too. So I think that's great. I think it's great that Malik can, pass on what he feels strongly about, and encourage other people to, to do the same.
No doubt, a lot to be excited about in Akins Ford Arena this weekend. Let's get back to the hockey, though. This 3-game set could really send Athens closer to clinching the playoffs. Monroe is right outside the playoff picture in 6th place, and the more that we deprive them of points, the easier it makes it for us to get in. With that being said, Carolina now has an 11-point lead at the top of the division with 3 games at hand over us, so they're back in control of their own destiny. Rather, we have 3 games at hand against them.
Right.
How important is it for you to leapfrog them and secure home ice advantage until the final?
Well, to be honest, the home ice is making the playoffs is the last thing on my mind. I mean, it's just making sure you're doing things right that result in wins. So yeah, we hurt ourselves last weekend, and injuries. There's a lot of things that can be a part of that, and I saw Carolina just put somebody on the reserve today, and so things can change quickly, and the only thing you can do is control what you can control, and that's give yourself the best chance to win. So I don't really spend a lot of time looking at the standings. I know that we can run off another 12 wins in a row, but you can't look at it that way. You just got to do the things there's always little adjustments that you're making, whether it's personnel, or how you're playing, and things that you can do maybe a little bit different, and so that's really my number one focus is like we played pretty good defensively, in the games that we lost. We just weren't, like I said, we just weren't scoring goals. So, that's my focus right now is continue playing strong defensively, but, sharpening up and, like I said, getting more depth in our scoring.
Let's go over a couple of personnel things. We saw Michael Greco go down in Sunday's game as he took a nasty blocked shot in the lower body. Any update on Grex?
Yeah, no, he's just day to day. I mean, he went to the hospital for X-rays. He was pretty sore. He's pretty swollen. He can't get a skate on. So I mean, when the swelling goes down, and if anybody that's ever had a bone bruise, they're pretty painful for a week, and then they can subside, quickly. But because it's an area that you got to put your skate on and move, we got to get swelling down and hopefully there's nothing because we X-rayed it. Sometimes stuff can show up later. If it's really a hairline, the good thing about if it shows up later, it's really minor. So he was in a lot of pain and he's got a walking cast though, or, boot. So he's definitely out for the weekend.
Also curious if there's anything on Orca. It seemed like he didn't come back out for the third period. Will Orcs be good to go?
He's okay. He's back. He's back at it. He had a minor, he had some spasms that were keeping him from being able to skate. So he's all healed up and ready to go.
Any other nagging kind of things with any of the other guys on the team right now?
Well, there's guys that have nagging things. I'm not going to say, the other teams sometimes listen to this stuff. So, yeah, I'm not going to. I mean, we've got some guys with minor injuries. I mean, we had this last weekend, we had a lot of guys get slashed. We're lucky we didn't have any broken fingers. And if you've ever bruised your finger and you get the bleeding underneath your fingernail, it really is painful. And one of the things that we used to do is, you heat up a paper clip and you burn it through your fingernail and you just see the blood spurt out. And it's just instantaneously relief. So we had a lot of guys that were still there, they couldn't skate for a shift because their fingers were so sore from getting slashed. So I think the league's got to crack down on slash, and there's no reason to allow it. It's not good for the game. It's not good for the players.
Well, Coach, sounds like everyone else is pretty much good to go. We also have a new member of the team to talk about, Bodan Zinchenko. Of course, we saw a lot of Bodan as a dasher a couple weeks ago, and he scored key goals in the series against us. Did that directly motivate you to trade for him, and what do you think he brings to the table?
Well, when they had some issues with their team, so when some players became available, I mean, one of the things that I haven't just played him. I thought that guy made some plays and he carried the puck a lot. That's the other thing. He was able to carry the puck a lot against us, and I like puck carrying play. I like guys that can carry the puck, and it isn't just carrying the puck. You got to be able to see people. You always look at players with who would you want to be on the line with, and you want guys that could see plays and make plays. So. That's what I saw with him, and there he had a slow start with Danbury and ended up getting traded. But I get these 9 goals in the last 17 games, and I know he scores shorthanded, he blocks shots, and he tells me that he can play a physical game, and I don't mean a fighting physical game, but a guy that will finish his checks, and he's another penalty killer. One of the things with all these games coming up, we're going to get more guys involved in the penalty kill. So that, we don't wear out Garrett and some of the guys that have been logging a lot of penalty kill time. Same with the defensemen.
Can you talk about, and I know we're getting a little behind the scenes here, so feel free to just say no comment on this question if that's what you wish to do. But can you talk about the rhetoric behind what future considerations means down the line in a trade between?
Well, it can mean anything. It can mean money. It can mean a player to be named later. It can be a player at the deadline. It can be a player for next summer. There's a lot of different things in, that can be. And so, I mean, one of the reasons is if you're paying money for a player, if you don't really want to disclose. So it always goes in as future considerations, whether it's really something to be done in the future or whether it's done right now.
Gotcha. We talked about trying to find scoring outside of your top 2 lines. I know you talked about jumbling around those lines a little bit, but was that your biggest motivation in trying to find someone like Zinchenko?
Well, I made the deal after we didn't score enough goals on Friday night is when I made the deal. I said, okay, I actually made a deal on Saturday, and not finishing and then not seeing the playmaking that I'd like to see from every line. I just said, okay, I'm going to make it a little bit more competitive. And unfortunately, that's the way it has to be sometimes. It's a competitive business. But we also have a ton of games coming up. And, we had a few guys get injured and then a few guys that have been, loaned to the ECHL. So, Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit more depth and make things a little bit more competitive. But ultimately, is just trying to win games and score more goals.
How about those guys in the ECHL? I think right now it's just Troy Murray and Justin Portillo. Are you keeping tabs on them? Are you staying updated with their coaches on how they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I text with the players and just see how they're feeling, how they're doing, and I obviously I check the game notes and game stats on when they play. And last night, South Carolina had a big win in Florida. The game was kind of funny, a lot of shots against the first and third. I didn't look at the box scores for all the penalties. I just looked to see if Murray's, obviously I looked to see if he's had a fight or he had a roughing with their tough guy. And he just commented that they had that Florida had like 4 straight power plays at the end of the game. But he says he's feeling good. He's played a little bit of left wing and he had talked about playing left wing, with me during the summertime. And I just said, hey, look, having a big, strong physical defenseman is much harder to get than a physical forward. So, but because he can skate, he's easy to use up at left wing. And, on our team, we had so many right shots. Normally I have 3 lefties and 3 righties and, one extra on, or, 7. And I've never had a team with so many right shot defensemen ever in all the years I've been coaching. So it's kind of funny that it ends up that way. I've had teams with a lot of left shots, but never as many right shots as we have on this team.
Well, we have a big 3-game set against Monroe this weekend. Obviously, there's merchandise for our Wizards night and a lot of Hogwarts gear and Rock Lobster themed. And of course, Coach here wearing his military appreciation shirt. Make sure you buy your gear now at shop.rocklobstershockey.com. Coach, I'll see you next time.
All right. See you this weekend.
Perfect timing at the end of our interview to get right back into the action here at Akins Ford Arena. Right now, the Rock Lobsters down 2-0 to the Moccasins. Work to do, and it took just 40 seconds for the Moccasins to get on the board. A goal from Houston Wilson, his first as a Monroe player. And there he is right in the center of your screen, getting ready to take the face-off against his former roommate and teammate at Pensacola here at Milan. Rock Lobsters with a face-off win. That's something they can do better in the second period. Backhand dump in by Riley Robertson, sent right back the other way by Hal Gustafson. Carter Shinkarik from the right boards, right in front of the penalty boxes, to Malik Johnson right in front of the Rock Lobster bench, sends one in towards Milan. Really good move at their own blue line. Kevin Sabat trying to go hard into Lavalier's net. What a play with a stick there by Riley Robertson. Hal Gustafson unable to take the puck with him. Daniil Glukaryov sends one long. It took a deflection. No icing. Played by Kuhn. Quick turnaround. Malik Johnson right in on the net of Kuhn. That quick turnover that was forced by the Rock Lobsters. Daniil Glukaryov from the right circle. Puck still loose out in front, but it trickles out to the left side. Garrett Milan out of the corner. A little bit of keep away. Shinkarik in the near corner. Malik Johnson had the puck left to him. Daniil Glukaryov able to help out his fellow forwards. Centering pass, Malik Johnson. That one pops out high and left. Garrett Milan, couple of good moves. Joe Colatarsi with a quick turnaround shot was unable to put any mustard on it. Dumped in. Lavalier waves at it, but it's found by the Moccasins through Lyriakos in the near corner. Zinchenko guides his man Koash, but Wilson, who's still on the ice, a minute 40 after this period has started, it's a little bit manhandled by Zinchenko. Wow. Sprawling pass from Colatarsi, but Daniil Glukaryov has it taken away from him by Christopher Rexmo. Christopher Rexmo with a few really good plays defensively with a stick. Virgili takes it right back in, tries to go forehand, backhand, didn't take the puck with him. Zinchenko on the forecheck right behind the Moccasin net. Stefanini trying to release some of the pressure that's built up here against the Moccasins. He's able to do that. Lyriakos with a centering pass, gets deflected into the end boards. Garcia takes it away from Koash. Trying to spring the Rock Lobsters the other way. He's able to find his roommate. Kesa Gallant drop past to Zinchenko. Pad save from Kuhn as the Ukrainian is trying to look for his first goal in his first game as the Rock Lobsters being pinned to the boards by Christopher Rexmo. and then it's swept away from Zinchenko by Stefanini. Floated in toward the end boards. Kaysen Gallant gets wrapped up by Rex Moe. Schumacher loses the handle right into the blade of the skate of Matt Garcia. Matt Garcia is slow to get up. He's back on his feet. Bank pass. Kowash ends up leaving it. Russell, quick step to the left from behind his net. Garcia up the right side. Alden looking out behind him, decides to leave it for Reller. Reller centering pass finds Picard. Zone entry over the center of the blue line. Alden trying to sweep it between the legs. We saw him attempt that move earlier on in the season against the Zydeco. One of these days it's going to come off, and hopefully it'll be for his first Rock Lobster goal of the season. Missed pass from Coach Brandon. Reller hard to the net. Looking for that top corner from a tight angle. Found the side of the netting instead. Here come the Moccasins, moving right to left. Caden Henry putting Kolatarsi figuratively on skates. Asp, toe drag, doesn't go to plan. Kolatarsi finds Alden. Out to the right for Reller. Reller takes a hit up high after losing a handle on the puck. Blake Anderson wipes out right in front of the penalty box. He's the goal scorer of the Moccasins' second. Malik Johnson fresh on the line change. Centering pass as he gets taken out. Shot from the slot goes wide from Dion Demke. Sent long by Robertson. Replayed by Kuhn right into Wilson. Centering pass deflected. Pass came from Malik Johnson and deflected by Milan. Houston Wilson. Declan Conway in an advantageous position. Closing up the quads was Lavaliere. Milan, no-look pass. Pirouetting into Johnson. Johnson takes a spill. Robertson pokes it between the skates of two Moccasins. Shinkarik gallivants away with it. Malik Johnson back to Shinkarik off the end boards, poked back towards the slot. No Rock Lobster able to put an effort towards Kuhn. The Rock Lobsters able to force a turnover, centering pass. Milan from the right circle, blocked with a pad. Really good work with the body there from Daniil Glukaryov to make sure that Schumacher can back at his own effort. He got the pass for his efforts, and Glukaryov's shot goes wide. Rock Lobsters with a huge effort in this second period. They now lead in shots on goal 20-13, but yet still Sean Kuhn has made sure that the Rock Lobsters have nothing to show for it. Scott Kowash tiptoes into the offensive zone a little too early, and he gets called for the offsides. A very, very good start for the Rock Lobsters through the first 5.5 minutes of the second period, but they don't have anything to show for it just yet. Can the parallel for Gryffindor come back in the House Cup? We'll find out after this commercial break. Farmburger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards.
Here to interrupt a message from friends of the show in Aegis. We'll get back to that advertisement a little bit later. Right now, 14.5 minutes to go in this middle period. A lot of shots on goal for the Rock Lobsters, but nothing on the scoreboard just yet. Will that change here with a line put out by Steve Martinson of Zinchenko, Virgili, and Gallant here on the offensive zone. Puck is dropped. Kaysen Gallant plays it with a skate, but right into the blade of the stick of Christopher Rex Moe. Sends it long. Liriakos takes it in the zone. Has to take on Kyle Russell. Looking for the tight angle. Backhanded shot. Lavaliere watches it go off the corner of his net. Kaysen Gallant trying to chase it as it goes towards Kuhn behind his own net, swept away towards Zinchenko. Zinchenko breezing up the left wing. Moccasins trying to force the turnover. Rock Lobsters keep it in the zone. High slot shot, Matt Garcia right into the glove of Kuhn. Save number 21 of the night for Kuhn. Took a quick look at the shots on goal period by period because I'm very curious. Right now the Rock Lobsters out shooting the Moccasins 5-1 in the second. Alden out over the dot. Taking a poke, but still has the puck there was Caden Henry. Lavalier on the effort from Coach is able to swallow that biscuit up. An opportunity here to thank some more of our sponsors: Aero Exterminators, Northeast Distributing Company, Aegis Trust Company, De Palma's Italian Cafe, Leslie Jones Law, sponsor of our penalty kill, Porterhouse Grill, Farm Burger, Fox's Pizza, and 23 Design. Rock Lobsters able to come away with the puck on the faceoff. Brandon Picard was looking to feed his line mate Joe Colatarsi hard into the back of Blake Anderson. Big time hit from Cola. He's able to poke one. Anderson was trying to time that right for his burst into the offensive zone. Demke evasive of Anderson towards Colatarsi. Sends one high up into the night sky. Hal Gustafson plays it right down for Ronan. Shot and another save by Kuhn. What's it going to take to beat him? And how many times have the Rock Lobsters asked themselves that question over the past 2 weeks? The answer is a lot. 7 minutes gone in this second period. All the shots in this middle period all belong but one to the Rock Lobsters. Great passing all around, but Malik Johnson's shot gets deflected into the netting above the glass right behind Kuhn's net. Rock Lobsters will have another offensive zone face-off after that deflected shot into the netting from Johnson. If they keep testing Kuhn like this, you'd have to imagine that one of them is going to beat him at some point or another. Shinkarik stops one out of the line, off of the face-off. Milan off a deflection, looking for the tight angle shot. I think that one took a piece of the official there, drawing oohs and ahs from everyone in the Akins Ford Arena crowd, which is ample tonight, let me tell you what. Hopefully the Rock Lobsters can give them a goal to cheer about. Shinkarik with a flip up the left side. Glukarioff feeding someone who wasn't there, picked up by Conway. Pass doesn't go the way that the Moccasins want it to. Malik Johnson sends it back in, sent by Schumacher. Sabad with a skip over the puck. Shinkarik trying to win it off Conway at center ice, but Conway able to cast a spell on that one. Houston Wilson back around. Schumacher on the right side. There was Hal Gustafson. Pass from Shinkarik goes through the skates of Virgili, picked up by Schumacher. Wilson right in the center zone. Wilson, little bit of patience. Tried to bring it back to his forehand quickly and shoot. Didn't go the way he wanted it to, but then it's taken in to the zone a little early by Liriakos, who's exchanging pleasantries there with Carter Shinkarik. Taking another look here. Malik Johnson with a check-in at Declan Conway, a big-time hit from Malik Johnson, a well-rounded game from a man who will be speaking for Faith and Family Night here Sunday in Akins Ford Arena. Very, very excited to see what Malik Johnson has to say about his faith. Here comes the pressure that we saw from the Moccasins in the first period, but that pressure will get deflated by the hand pass that gets called by the officials. Face-off out in front of the sin bin for Gili against Stefanini. Gallant almost took it through the legs of Rex Moe, who sends it in to the glove of Lavalier as it was handled, the floater. Koivuniemi working through the left. Rex Moe switching sides. Russell lets it run. Koash trying to make him pay. Russell able to play the man, but then Koash gets out in front. Dangerous pass towards the slot. A long-range effort from Koivuniemi into the oven mitt of Lavalier. Units for both teams will change. A line here of Ronan, Reller, and Picard. The reemergence of the Raisin Bran line. Two Brandons and a Brendan. Picard unable to take it off Henry. Lavalier had a couple of efforts on that shot. Demke tying up with Anderson behind the Rock Lobster net. It spritzes out into the corner. Good move from Reller to beat a man. Demke able to sweep it through for himself. Drops it for Reller. Shot catches Kuhn up high. And another save for Kuhn against the Rock Lobsters. The Rock Lobsters have come up against some goaltender heroics as of late. I think the question is how do you not get too much into your own mind when you go up against a goaltender having this kind of performance? It's a tough question to answer. Let's see if the Rock Lobsters have a solution to this equation. Moccasins able to come out of the draw. Sent in by Conway, chased by Sabat. The Hungarian takes it into the corner, sent back towards the end boards by Hal Gustafson at the line. Falls for Johnson, and then Milan takes it away. Johnson to Glukaryov on the right side. Drop pass for Johnson. Pad save from Kuhn on the shot by Johnson. That one springs out towards the end boards. Didn't see what sent it there. Glukaryov wins it back off Sabat. Danil Glukaryov always more comfortable with the shot in the slot, but he gets the puck taken off of him. That's off the knee of Johnson as it was sent long by Shinkarik, and then Milan couldn't get to the second puck either. Shinkarik watches it into the corner. Stefanini overskates it. Those two tie up. Robertson into the board. Shinkarik sends it the other way. Shot from a long ways away. Good save with a stick there from Lavalier. Rex Moe on that shot. Shinkarik to the left for Bodan Zinchenko. Zinchenko with a couple good moves. Another good move trying to get himself to the net. Was unable to create a shot scenario. Zinchenko again. Over the line. Gallant in the left circle. Centering pass. Never made it to Virgili. Zinchenko with an effort. No look. Gets deflected into the netting. And we're going to go to a commercial break. The Rock Lobsters have owned the flow of the second period, but right now they are unable to find the twine behind Sean Kuhn. Quick message here on behalf of Michelle Martinson. Crustacean Nation, the support for our military is being felt both in the Rock Lobster shop and on our Dash auctions. Make sure to pick up a new Rock Lobster military appreciation shirt or jersey at shop.rocklobstershockey.com, and then make a bid on some autographed collectibles that you can't get anywhere else. Simply go to your internet browser and type in fans.winwithdash.com. That's fans.winwithdash.com, and bid on autographed collectibles from your Rock Lobster players such as these. You can also win a Wizard Knight jersey or a military jersey. Quick commercial break, and then we'll back into action here in the second period. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me.
Hate to cut off the story of Amarius Mims. Piedmont Real Change lives here. 8:41 left in the second period. The Rock Lobsters have yet to find a goal thanks to the play of Sean Kuhn. Meanwhile, the Moccasins are still riding the high from their first period performance in which they scored 2 goals and thus have the 2-0 lead with 8:30 to go in the second period. Puck floats up and then down, bouncing for Alden. Alden hits one off the glass, but right into Anderson. Anderson with a quick turnaround shot. That might send Ronan the other way, but coming out of the crease to play it is Kuhn. Demke stops it at the line. 2 great defensive moves by Demke, but then the puck gets through him toward Anderson. Anderson with a left circle pass towards Henry. Didn't get enough condiments on that shot. Ronan with a takeaway. Taken right back off him by Anderson at the line. Good shift here for the Moccasins. It's been a physical game thus far, and right now it's the Moccasins who've been the beneficiaries of that. Demke getting tangled up with Wilson in the far corner. Alden trying to do anything to get this puck the other way. Still saved at the line by Schumacher. Schumacher with a shot and rattles the iron. Sabad getting knotted with Alden. Alden finally is able to clear their side of the ice, but Reller can't take the puck with him. Here's Wilson once again. Wilson with a toe drag in the slot. Good poke check from Kolatarsi. But Zinchenko with a turnover in his own ice. And the Moccasins continue to make things build here in this portion of the second period. Sabad. Koash to the left. Wilson can't enter the zone as Koivuniemi did so early. Rex Moe with a great effort. That poke floats in on Lavaliere. Doesn't know that it's still loose in through his 5-hole. Russell was able to sweep away any danger. But is the danger completely gone here? Rex Moe with a long-range shot. It reached Lavaliere, who I don't think knew much about it, deflecting into the netting. And the Rock Lobsters with a task here with 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Rock Lobsters with a face-off win. Virgili working it through the left side, finds Gallant. Meanders into the slot. One back by Gallant, and there's a Moccasin that's hurting on the near side. Virgili trying to find the route of Zinchenko, and as the Moccasins have touched the puck back, they are able to stop the clock here and check on Ben Stefanini, trying to figure out what part of the body that Stefanini's favoring here. Stefanini trying to get back to his feet. He needs a little outside intervention to do so, and Stefanini getting helped off the ice here. Not a good sight for Moccasin fans. Stefanini just re-signed back to the team today. 9 goals and 10 assists. Stefanini in his first pro spot as a hockey player. He has to hop off the ice in the far corner, and hopefully he'll be back in play before you know it. 5:57 to go, and the Rock Lobsters have controlled the flow of this middle period. But the main foray of control is belonging to the team who owns the scoreline right now, and that's the Moccasins. Lavalier with a little bit of tease there on Lyriakos, who raced towards Lavalier before the French-Canadian was able to freeze the puck. Face-off is going to happen right to the left of Lavalier's net. Virgili able to win the draw. Garcia's the first one there. Garcia feeling a little bit of pressure in the back from Lyriakos. Zinchenko stopped at the line by Trigvi Miniguns. Miniguns gets to the loose puck first. Sent through the inboards by Hal Gustafson. Matt Garcia plays it back for Virgili. Virgili bounces off the hit from Miniguns. Garcia floats one up the left side. First icing we've seen in a while happens at the 5:14 mark. Moccasins have been able to make this shot on goal meter look a little bit more 50-50. Rock Lobsters still with an advantage at 23-19. But the busier goaltender on the night, Sean Kuhn, has been able to stop every puck that he's seen thus far. Quick shot right out of the face-off by Coach. Takes a piece of a Rock Lobster body, deflecting out to the right. Blake Anderson looking for his second goal of the night. Had to get creative with the backhand. Easy save for Lavalier. Anderson trying to center it towards Coach. Anderson taking a spill after the unintentional tabletop from Zinchenko. Anderson able to kick it toward himself. Rexmo sweeps it up the line for Koivu Niemi. Puck out in front of Lavalier's net. Anderson believe he got a touch to it. Lavalier able to make the save. Puck through the neutral ice, picked up by Caden Henry in his own zone. Robertson able to get a piece of Conway to stop him from entering the zone cleanly, but some tenaciousness there from Sabat, and then Houston Wilson with the toe drag shot misses just wide. A long foray from Koivu Niemi before dumping it in. Lavalier stops it with the stick, sends Shinkarik the other way. No icing, say the officials, on that long-range dump in from the Moccasins. Glukarioff right over the Lobster at the center ice. Shot out of the left circle. Deflects all the way around. Shinkarik sends it through the inboards. Poked back up there by Johnson. But that puck evades Glukarioff. Lyriakos takes a spill along with Kolatarsi, a little slip and slide there. Shinkarik stops it with a skate, but coming out of it is Miniguns. Garrett Milan with the poke check. Risky play right in front of Lavalier's net. Milan to Kolatarsi. And if Kolatarsi didn't stop that puck, it was going to be Lavalier who would have been tasked to make a save off of his own player. Rock Lobsters needing a spark here. Can they find it in what's remaining of this second period? Find out after this. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Taproom. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. The Station Nation, the support for our military is being felt both on the Rock Lobster shop and on our Dash auctions. Still time to bid on these special auctions right now. Go to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters. 2:49 to go, and this second period has not seen a penalty, which is incredible to think about how much the barometer was high on this game in the first period. Shinkarik with an unforced turnover there. Anderson to Coach, working out of the left circle, sends it towards the end boards. Good tie up there by Kolatarsi to prevent it from reaching Henry. Shinkarik forces the turnover on Anderson, centering pass towards Glukaryov, who can't cast a spell on that one. Malik Johnson with a slot shot and scores! 1 point for Gryffindor! Just what the doctor ordered, and Malik the Marvel, showing off his PhD, puts the Rock Lobsters within one with 2:17 to go, finding the top shelf past Kuhn. What a goal there from Malik Johnson. We knew it would take a piece of magic. We're used to seeing a little bit of Milan magic, but we saw the Malik magic there. Here's another look. Play is resumed here. A beautiful shot. Malik Johnson celebrating with his knees on the ice. Claws are now firmly up here, but does Wilson have something to say, forcing the pad save out of Lavalier? Rex Moak, deflection out in front. Lavalier has it in the glove. Taking a look on who played a part in that goal from Malik Johnson. Believe it was from Glukaryov and Shinkarik, and now Shinkarik, I believe, is just 1 point away from his 300th professional point. Conway, unable to wave the wand at that one. Zinchenko, able to feed off the pressure at center ice. Russell finds Zinchenko. Nice little evasive move from Zinchenko in his first game as a Rock Lobster, getting traded from Dashers. Zinchenko with a shot just wide on Kuhn. Gallant. Tape to tape for Garcia. Banks it off the boards. Finds Virgili. Virgili steps on the brakes in the right circle. Sent towards the net by Russell. Koivu Niemi able to skate away from Zinchenko. Last minute of play here in the second. Good passing from the Moccasins results in the shot from Sabad. Lavalier does enough. Zinchenko, one-time no-look pass towards Virgili. Shot from center ice and saved once again by Lavalier. Garcia lets that one run. Picked up by Minigun. Centering pass. Koash tries to center one himself towards Liriakos. Miniguns with a centering pass. Kesa Gallant sends it long. Malik Johnson in a foot race here, but Rasmus Asp is able to recollect. We've got an exciting third period to come, no doubt, but Liriakos has a shot that gets deflected into the end boards. Glukaryov looks like he has some tired legs. Johnson with a hit in behind on Asp. Liriakos with a pass to the right side of the blue line, catches Lavalier up high, who pushes it away with two hands. 5 seconds left, centering pass. Malik Johnson tries to poke it away. He needs to send a shot. He doesn't know how much time is left, though, and the horn will blow, ending the second period. The Rock Lobsters trying to recapture their magic, but at least it won't be another shutout going up against another goaltender performance that has impressed here at Akins Ford Arena. They're able to beat Sean Kuhn for the first time tonight thanks to a fantastic shot from Malik Johnson. And he is yet another Rock Lobster to reach the 10-goal mark this campaign for Athens. Steve Martinson leaving the ice with his squad and a big third period to come here. The Rock Lobsters needing another goal and then another one after that to fully complete the comeback. Currently down 2-1, but they won the second period. Someone who's been really impressive with his shot this year, and they're going to need his impressive shot potentially in the third period, is Brandon Picard. And Brandon Picard has been an impressive player in the FPHL. He's kind of always been a point-per-game guy. He's one of the French-Canadian contingent on this Rock Lobster team, along with Malik Johnson and William Lavalier. Here's the talk I had some time ago with Brandon Picard.
Voice of the Rock Lobsters, Mattine Rad, here once again for another intermission interview. And I'm excited to welcome Brandon Picard for the first time to the show. Brandon, how you doing, my man?
Doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. My first question is a really easy one. I was curious, with now another Brandon and now a Brendan in the locker room, what is your nickname with the boys to differentiate all you guys, Picard, Reller, and Ronan?
Yeah, I've been picked pretty much the whole year, so it's been pretty easy with even though the first names are kind of pretty similar. It's just been picked, so it's hasn't really changed.
Well, we're going to start at the beginning and work our way to your time now with the Rock Lobsters. You grew up in the suburbs of Montreal in Saint-Bruno de Monteville. What can you tell us about growing up in your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great place to play hockey and stuff, so it was great. And obviously, it's a little colder than over here, so really happy to be around here and having the warm weather. But yeah, it was really nice growing up. I got that a lot of hockey, and yeah, great.
Does it suffice to say that you grew up a Habs fan?
Of course, yes. Still am.
What were some of your favorites to watch, or who were some of your favorites to watch growing up?
I really liked Michael Camilleri. I kind of tried to not imitate my game towards him, but I really liked the way he played, and obviously he scored a lot of goals, and scoring goals is always fun, especially as a kid. So Michael Camilleri was definitely a big part of me growing up and going to the Montreal games and stuff like that. So yeah.
I feel like for Canadians, it's just second nature to get involved with hockey as a kid. It's kind of like playing Little League Baseball here in the States. But do you remember when you first started thinking to yourself, oh, I want to be a hockey player? Like, that's what I want to do with my life.
Honestly, I think it's ever since you pretty much started playing hockey, that's all you do. You watch hockey. You want to go see the Canadiens. You watch the Canadiens at night with your buddies. So ever since I can even remember, that's what I wanted to do. I remember a project I did in kindergarten was what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a hockey player. I want to play in the NHL. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it was.
And it shows in your resume too. I mean, it looks like you moved to the Philadelphia area around the age of 16 as you attended the Hill School, which was a boarding school, and you played hockey there. Give us the big picture there. I mean, how did that move come about for you? Were your parents still in Montreal, and how difficult was all of that for you?
Yeah, so I moved the year prior to that. I went and played junior flyers in Philly. I was, I think my second year midget. I didn't make any teams that were really interesting in my area, and we had family friends that had lived in the St. Bruno area, and she was now in Philadelphia, and they were like, they have kids the same age as us or as me. And they were like, yeah, why don't you come try out? So went over there, tried out, made the team, stayed with that family for the year. And then after that, prep school became it was kind of a new thing for me, coming from Canada and stuff like that. But after that year, a couple prep schools came up to me, and the Hill School, that's how the Hill School came up.
You played D3 hockey with Concordia and Castleton, and then you have your first year in the pros last year. You played a total of 50 games through 4 different teams. Kind of what you said earlier with your move to Philadelphia, you had already kind of been used to this kind of lifestyle, but how much of a whirlwind year was that for you?
Yeah, it's not easy. Obviously, moving around, you feel like you're not necessarily wanted in certain teams and stuff like that. And I believed in myself, and obviously I thought I've been playing good. And there's a lot of things that involved a roster move in pros especially. And I mean, I'm used to it now. Obviously, I've moved around a lot, but you just have to do your best, and the only thing you can do is the things you can control. So off the ice, I was working out and doing all the little things to try and stick around every team as much as I could, but there's nothing you can do except for just work harder and try and get better every day.
It was crazy to me too, because you were pretty much a point per game player through those 50 games in the Fed.
Right. Yeah. In the Fed, I was pretty good, really good actually with Port Huron. I had a great time there, and then got called up obviously. And like I said, things happen. Guys get injured, you get called up. The guys that were injured get back, and that's kind of when you're kind of last on the totem pole when you're the last one coming in. So
there was a text you and me shared the other day. I saw that new goaltender Dominique Rodriguez's mother's last name is Picard, and I had reached out to you to see if there was any relation. You laughed and said no. You two were former teammates at Castleton University. Was that a question that you two used to get a lot? And did you play any part in Dominique coming to Athens?
We didn't really get that question a lot because he doesn't really use his second last name, if you will.
No.
I think it was a couple weeks into the school year, and I was like, "Oh, you have his second last name Picard, like your mom's?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, that's crazy, right?" But yeah, nothing there. And then I forgot the second part of the question. All right.
I was asking if you played any part in Dominique coming to Athens.
Yeah, I mean, I let him know that we had a goalie leaving in SB and Jack, and I just let him know, and anything. I think he called his agent and then kind of made it happen.
Wow. You joined the Athens Rock Lobsters in the second weekend of the season, and you made an instant impact. When did you first learn about the organization, and how did the stars kind of align for you to join the team?
So I got drafted in the expansion draft last year by the Rock Lobsters. So Marty talked to me early in the summer last year. So I had an idea, almost too good to be true. I was like, there's no way, like I've been in the Fed before, but it's everything that he's told and even more. Like, we get treated so well over here. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it. Like, I want to be here. I want to win a championship. So it's a great place to be.
It feels like, I haven't really asked any of the players this before, and it really just came up. It's not even on my list. It's something that every player has mentioned to me is the difference in how the organization treats their players compared to other teams in the FPHL. What are the little differences, maybe even the big differences between Athens as a destination here in the league compared to other places?
I mean, the city itself I think is beautiful and great. Obviously, you have UGA right around the corner. So for the fan perspective, I think that helps a lot. The rink is, might be the best rink in Minor Pro, all leagues considered. And yeah, the guys over here are great. Like, I don't think I've ever had this kind of atmosphere in the locker room. So, yeah.
In terms of your play on the ice, it feels like you're really finding that goal-scoring touch as of late, and the fans have seen you release a wicked wrister in the last 5 or 6 games. What do you think is clicking for you right now?
I think I've just been doing the same thing, really. Obviously, had a little bit of a slow start, coming in a little bit late. Kind of took a little bit to get a little bit of chemistry with everyone and get to know everyone, stuff like that. So, but I think it just keep doing the same thing and keep working on things in practice and stuff like that. It's just hard work, really.
You're getting deployed a lot right now at center. Is that taking some getting used to, or is that some of what you attribute your success to right now?
I can't say I've played a lot of center. I enjoy playing center. I think I pride myself in winning faceoffs. Obviously, it doesn't always go your way, but I've always been pretty good at winning faceoffs, so I really enjoy that. And playing center, you get to skate a little bit more with the puck and dictate the play a little bit more. So I do really enjoy playing center.
It's been impressive to me how much you've been able to contribute with different people coming in and out of your lines. Can you talk about how difficult it is to adjust to different play styles with different line mates?
It definitely is. I mean, I think when I was playing with Phil and Kaysen, it took a couple games for us to kind of, or at least for me to kind of know what their tendencies are and stuff like that. But at this point, I mean, I've seen everyone play and I've kind of picked up on everyone's tendencies. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of what guys are going to do in certain situations. So it's been relatively easy, but obviously there's always a grace period to get to know your teammates.
Would you say there's a guy or a couple of guys that you're feeling really comfortable with on the ice right now?
Honestly, everyone. I mean, it's always fun to play with Phil. He sees the ice very well. He's a great passer. So as a shooter myself, I always love playing with Phil, and I think that's the guy I played the most with. So, yeah, and I think I played with Breller lately a little bit more. So I like how big he is. He goes to the corners and wins puck battles like that. So it's always fun to have a guy like that too on your line.
I was curious if you were lobbying to play with Danny Glukaryov a little bit more, because he had that tremendous pass to you. I think it was last week from behind the net that all you had to do was touch it in the back of the net and you were going to score. And man, that was one of the highlight reels of the season thus far.
Yeah, I mean, Danny's really good with the puck and a little bit like Reller too. Like in the corners, he's a force. I mean, I think this guy's strong as hell. So it's been really fun. We played maybe a couple times 4-on-4 together and stuff like that. But the times that we've had together have been really good. And yeah, he's a great player.
It's been fun to watch Danny grow into the North American game. Well, Brandon, next up, we're going to do some rapid fire questions. Should be short, sweet, to the point. First, what's your go-to pregame meal?
I try to keep it simple. Lately, I've been doing more breakfast. I try to eat 12 o'clock-ish, have a big breakfast, eggs, potatoes, turkey. Sometimes I'll do a little protein smoothie. So yeah, that'd probably be it right now.
I feel like I already know the answer to this question for you, but I ask every player, slapper or wrister?
Wrister for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
How do you take it?
Tea also. And black. I just take my coffee black. And I like a tea when I, maybe an hour or two before I want to bed. Just calms me down. So yeah.
What's on your pregame playlist right now?
I'm not really a headphones guy in the locker room or anything like that, but if I had the aux in the locker room, it'd probably be a little bit of rap and EDM.
Who have you been getting the closest to? Who's your best friend on the team, did you say?
Well, Dom just got here, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it might be easy.
Speak French and stuff like that, but Malik I've been pretty close to, so it's fun that he's back now.
Malik's a Quebec guy too, isn't he?
Yeah, correct. So we all just speak French together, so it makes it easy. But I've been pretty close to Troy. I played with him prior last year in Knoxville. So yeah, I'd probably say Troy.
So that's something that's still, I think, alien for people from the U.S. to think about. So you grew up, French was your first language, correct? That's the first language you ever knew.
That's correct, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Neighbors to the north, it still blows my mind.
Yeah.
All right. Final question for me, Brandon. What's your favorite vacation spot?
I've been to Florida so much. I love it every time. I think I got to say Florida. The golf's great. I love playing golf. I think it's got to be Florida.
We still got a long way to go until you could take a vacation, Brandon. Hopefully we get to the playoffs this year. Fans are going to be able to check out Brandon Picard this weekend in the 2-game set against Monroe. Brandon, can't wait to see you there, brother.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Matt Team Rad live here at Akins Ford Arena for Wizards Night and Teacher Appreciation Night. But right now it is the Slytherin team that is currently winning the House Cup 2-1 against the Athens Rock Lobsters. Let's recap a little bit how we got here. It took just 40 seconds for the Moccasins to put themselves up on the board, and that has been difficult for them to do, especially early against the Rock Lobsters. 40 seconds into the game, Houston Wilson able to score against his former teammates in Malik Johnson and Garrett Milan. Then about 10 minutes later, Blake Anderson with a shot that gets deflected into the back of the net by a Rock Lobster. So they take a 2-0 lead, keep it clean until the 17:43 mark of the second period, where Malik Johnson absolutely rips a biscuit from the slot past Sean Kuhn. First time that Kuhn is beaten tonight, and hopefully that is something that the Rock Lobsters can make an upward trend into the third period to continue to try and beat Kuhn towards a potential win here, but currently down 2-1. Let's take a look at some of the scores around the league right now. Right now, the Binghamton Black Bears are burying the Dashers. Carolina right now even with the Watertown Wolves at 0-0 in the second period. The Blue Ridge Bobcats up 3-0 against Venom HC. The Port Huron Prowlers tied at 1 apiece with the Danbury Hat Tricks. And the Columbus River Dragons in Motor City, where the Rock Lobsters will be next weekend, and they are tied at 2-2 in the second period. We are just moments away from play here in the third period. Stay tuned with us here. The Rock Lobsters trying to complete the comeback down 2-1 against the Monroe Moccasins.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. Just moments away from the start of the third period, the Rock Lobsters were able to control the flow of play in the middle period, but only had one goal to show for it. But with it coming late in that second period, perhaps they were able to gain some momentum coming into the third. And it's going to be a crucial third period, either by the Moccasins to secure the win, having the lead coming into it, or the Rock Lobsters to complete the comeback Milan is going to face off once again for the third time tonight to open a period against his former roommate and teammate, Houston Wilson. This time it's Wilson who's able to control the puck out of the draw. Shinkarik, bank pass up the left side. Milan with some speed, steps on the gas pedal, pokes it towards Glukaryov, but then it's smacked away from him by Conway. Johnson with a banker towards the line. Robertson drags that one back in, but Houston Wilson with a crucial play with a stick, going hard in on Lavaliere's net, tries to get it back to the forehand, but Robertson using that big frame, 6'6" against 5'9". Wilson has it back in the right circle. Toe drag shot, still loose out in front. Sent away, bouncing down in the far corner. Asp banks one off the end boards, picked up by Sabad. Sent to the high slot. Declan Conway trying to pirouette and get something on it. Meanwhile, Malik Johnson finds Carter Shinkarik. No-look pass almost found Garrett Milan. Offside there from the officials. Kaysen Gallant almost followed that puck back in. Johnson, centering pass, floated in towards the crease of Kuhn. Matt Garcia tried to get something on it. Not appreciating the creativity from Garcia there. Is Asp behind Kuhn's net. We'll take a look at the Crawford Laundry spin cycle there. Just a couple of blows there between Garcia and Asp. Minute 11 through the third period. And we have got a nearly full building in here tonight. Speaking of trends to continue, I'm hoping that that's a trend that continues tomorrow into Military Appreciation Night. 7:05 p.m. we've got our puck drop, and then Sunday for Faith and Family Night, somehow that puck gets through the netting and into the fifth floor here. I've never seen that before. Face-off will happen to the right of Kuhn. Henry wins the face-off. Coach up the left side, enters the zone cleanly, drops a pass for Anderson right into the glove of Lavaliere. Right now, the Rock Lobsters are giving away too many of those odd man rushes for the Moccasins. They've got to make sure that they can stop those kinds of fires if they want a chance to win this one. Picard over the draw here. Won by the Moccasins, still loose out in front. Lavaliere bats it away. In the slot, Moccasin still trying to test the French-Canadian, and they're able to do so, but Lavaliere makes the freeze once again. I'm not sure the clock ran there. I'm not sure if the officials are noticing either, though. Henry against Virgili. Henry resets, wins the draw. Koivu Niemi misses high and wide. Whistles around the rink with some speed. Henry, right circle shot, took a curveball, knuckled towards Lavaliere, had to readjust and make the save. Great centering pass, followed up, and the Moccasins have their third. Lavaliere lets up the rebound, and it's poked back in by Hugo Coach. Coach coming off a great rookie year last year for the Seawolves. Just his third goal of the campaign this year after spending some time in the SPHL. And the task at hand becomes even greater now for the Rock Lobsters. They need a score and potentially need a score quickly. Alden gets ushered off the puck by Koash, sent back towards the line by Demke, sending it back to where it comes from himself. Kolatarsi makes a step up on the right line, fighting Picard in the near side corner. Kolatarsi again. Centering pass off the pad of Kuhn and out. Stopped by Reller at the line. Pass deflects into the corner once again. Centering effort. Reller can't stop the momentum of that puck in time for him to direct a shot towards Kuhn. Demke looking for a deflection. Reller into the side netting. Hal Gustafson gets it away. Off the glass and right into the path of Liriakos. But the Rock Lobsters are able to collapse and stop the Greek Freak. Puck needs digging out in the corner. It's over the glove of Shinkarik. Almost went knee to knee there with Wilson. Picked up by Robertson. Shinkarik looking for the bank pass and instead will ice the puck. That momentum that was gathered by Malik Johnson and his goal late on in the second period has been stopped in its tracks by the goal from Coach. And you take a look on the shots on goal tally there. Now firmly in favor of Monroe, 34-27. Robertson loses the puck out of the faceoff. Centering pass there from Bacon towards Wilson. Johnson. Can he cook something up again once here? Tried the tight angle shot coming out from the circle with some speed, but Kuhn makes the save. Johnson once again goes hard to the net right out behind, and then Milan gets taken down illegally, and the Rock Lobsters are going back to the Paloma Park power play. That's the first penalty we've had in this game since the first period. Sabad being escorted to the sin bin. He'll serve 2 minutes for the trip. You have to think the Rock Lobsters are given an opportunity here to scratch one back once again. It's going to have to come here on the power play to give themselves the best chance to tie things up at 3 later on. Milan with a clean face-off win. Shinkarik at the line. Glukaryov on the right side. Glukaryov having a little bit of issues with the puck, and then it gets poked out by Rex Mo. Sent the length of the ice, stopped by Lavalier. Lavalier leaves it for Shinkarik. Gallant, Virgili, Glukaryov, Shinkarik, and Milan. One-timer pass from Gallant. Glukaryov on the near side, able to stop the clearance, but it falls all the way back for Koivu Niemi, who finds Rex Mo, and then he is the one who sends it right back towards Lavalier's net. Shinkarik no look behind him. Glukaryov trying to poke it through. Moccasins with the puck in the offensive zone. Caden Henry surrounded by all 5 of this power play unit. Virgili working from right to left. Sends it through the end boards. Finds a fellow Swede, but not one that's a teammate. Hal Gustafson. His clearance gets picked off by Shinkarik. Virgili with a clever one-touch pass through 2 Moccasins. Finds Gallant. Turnaround effort on the centering pass, but no one was there. 50 seconds to go in the power play. Offense has just been difficult to come by for the Rock Lobsters over the past 2 weeks. Not something that head coach Steve Martinson is used to this season. But still time left for Bohdan Zinchenko to work some magic on the power play. Here he is again. Jousting with Bacon. Picard with a backhand. Puck still loose out in the crease before it's frozen by Kuhn. Sean Kuhn with a little bit of goaltender heroics in front of his own net. Rock Lobsters have 19 seconds to go on the power play, but is it going to happen for them? We're going to have a commercial break before we find out. For those of you tuning in on the broadcast, a reminder that this broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Akins Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems, we've spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank and Trust, we specialize in you. Terrapin Beer Company, do the right thing always. We'll pause briefly for station identification. WGAU and W254CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340. WGAU, it's not too late either to get in on some of our dash auctions. You can either bid on some of these signed memorabilia or also bid on a Wizard Knight jersey or a military jersey. Just head to fans.winwith-.com to bid on special memorabilia. Offensive zone draw here. 19 seconds to go on the power play. Johnson able to win it. Zinchenko back for Russell. Russell up the right for Picard. Would love to see one of his signature shots here. Russell at the line. Turnaround attempt cut out by Wilson. That wasn't the right move, and a breakaway for Wilson is not finished off. Closing up the quads was Lavaliere. A big risky move from Russell at the line sends Wilson on his way. Lavaliere able to stop Wilson from scoring his second of the night. The Rock Lobsters need a little bit of caffeine injection, a little bit more boost to their fire. I don't know exactly what the recipe towards potentially winning this game is, but they need to figure out a solution quickly. Rexmo up the left for Sabat. Deflects down. Glukharov trying to take the body on Rexmo, but Rexmo's a big customer. Wilson once again. Clever one-time pass towards Conway. Shinkarik trying to dig it out of the near side corner. 3 Rock Lobsters and 2 Moccasins there. Rexmo with a shot. Good block from Glukharov. Milan trying to speed there. Sabat had the edge on him. Shinkarik tries to lift the stick on Wilson, who's able to center a pass. That one just wide. Lavaliere trying to keep a watchful eye from behind his net. Very easier said than done. Milan. Rock Lobsters have numbers here. He can only poke it into the corner. Rock Lobsters let it run to the near side, and that gives Conway time and space to clear out. Schumacher. Poked away by Glukharov. Picked back up by Henry. Takes it in all the way to the end boards, chases it, sends a pass to the blue line, stopped by Hal Gustafson. Schumacher out of his crease to make the pad save was Lavaliere. Gallant able to enter through 3 Moccasins. Kuhn out of his crease to poke that into the corner. Reller would have loved to enter the zone, but Gallant was tied up with a Moccasin and was offside. Deflection by a Moccasin from the long-range pass by Russell, who then switches out. Great toe drag there by Caden Henry, but was unable to open space up enough for him to direct a shot towards Lavaliere. Hard off the corner boards towards Lavaliere. Russell there to help him out. Big hit from Reller on the near side against Liriakos. Falls towards Asp at the line, and he let that puck run over the blue part of the ice and put it back in, so that's going to be an offside against the Moccasins. It's a little bit perplexing. to see the play of the Rock Lobsters as of late. It's because they're not playing bad hockey, but it just feels like that little edge that they had on nearly every team they've played this season has just been missing as of late. Conway. Right side would have been a hopeful shot. Lavalier still had to make the save on it. Alden breezes through Wilson. Sends it towards the neutral ice. Ronan trying to make sure it's not an icing. Great little extra effort there from Ronan, who now has the puck. Great turnaround pass from Hunter Alden, who won it back in enemy territory. Shinkarik dangles at the line, takes it in. Anderson does enough there to prevent Captain Fantastic. Picard, one-time pass. Alden, back to Picard, left circle shot. Wow, making it look nonchalant was Kuhn into the glove at the 10:56 mark. The Rock Lobsters entered this period down 1, but they're now down 2. The Rock Lobsters would love to beat Kuhn right around this mark of the third period. That definitely would breathe some life into this game to try and tie things up with what's remaining of the third. Milan to Johnson to Shinkarik. Good movement out of the face-off. Deflected out to the right. Johnson picks it back up. Glukaryov. Those little 50-50 pucks. The Moccasins have made the most of those tonight. We've got a penalty upcoming here. Who's it going to be against? Looks like it's going to be the goal scorer of potentially the game winner here. Hugo Coach sent to the sin bin. Rock Lobsters back on the power play. Coming out of that series against the Dashers, they had seen a real uptick in their power play numbers, but we didn't see that carried into the Blue Ridge series. And here they come in a point in time where they need a power play goal. They need it. Is it going to come through Gallant, who leads this team in power play goals? He sends one up the end boards, finds Milan on the right side. Milan has created a little triangle with himself with Johnson and Shinkarik. Can't find the pass he was looking for up the right side towards Virgili. Virgili's been able to win it back, though, through his defensive prowess. Shinkarik found at the line. Gallant. One-time pass towards Milan. Shinkarik fakes the slapper, passes towards Gallant. Milan on the right side. Shinkarik fakes it again. Gallant with a shot picked up by Johnson again! Not once, but twice, and it's just as nice. Twice in this game have the Rock Lobsters needed a goal, and Malik Johnson, who plays the role of the superheroes that he likes to watch in the Marvel films that he loves, is able to put the Rock Lobsters on the board once again. A rebound that falls to Mallow right in the slot, and he's able to put it back in past Kuhn. But wait a second here. Schumacher talking with one of the officials. It looks like they're ready to drop the puck. I thought there might have been a replay upcoming here. No foul play on that goal, it looks like, and really perfect timing. Power play goal for the Rock Lobsters. They earn $3 tacos for fans through the Fan Saves app for 24 hours, and it comes right on the 10-minute mark of the third period. So half the period to go for the Rock Lobsters to find the equalizer. Can Athens play the role of Monroe Boogeyman once again? Ooh, a little spill from Wilson. Here he is again. That's a redemption move if I've ever seen one. A little dangle from Wilson out of his own zone. Making a four-way drop pass towards Conway. Schumacher has it. Takes a check from Ronan. Puck still with Schumacher. Wilson there to help him out. Pokes it up the left side. Picard gets it out. Hal Gustafson had a double pump there. If not, Brendan Ronan was going to pick up that loose puck right behind the Swede. Deflected in by Johnson. Listen to this Akins Ford Arena crowd. They know that this game is there to go out and grab if the Rock Lobsters choose to do so. We go back to another commercial break. The Rock Lobsters are back within one. Malik Johnson plays the role of superhero once again. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. The Rock Lobsters up against the Monroe Moccasins. If you haven't already, make sure you like the stream, subscribe so you can join in on our world-famous chat. And don't forget to ring the bell to stay notified of all future streams and exclusive content. Look at Malik Johnson battling hard in behind the net of Kuhn. Stefanini has it back. Good to see him back in play. He took a nasty tumble earlier on in this game. Coash returned pass to Stefanini. Would have been a heck of a storyline if he was able to score a clincher in this one. But here comes Malik Johnson again. Malik Johnson through the check. And it's in! Oh my God! Malik Johnson able to make the play out of a prone position to find Daniil Glukaryov. You're a wizard, Malik. Look at this, Malik Johnson getting edged out at the boards by Hal Gustafson, still able to center a pass despite the fact that he was down on the ice, finds Daniil Glukaryov, and this game is tied at 3 apiece. Now we've got a game. And this crowd is ready for more. Russell towards Reller. Puts it in. Virgili, left circle, centering pass. Tipped out to the line, saved by Kolatarsi. Double shot out of the blue line from Kolatarsi. Oh my goodness. That is an absolutely crazy goal. 7:52 left in this game. Reller here now with Virgili and Gallant. Clock needs some work. It's reset to the 7:55 mark. Reller tried to make an early step ahead of coach. Two youngins right there, both 21 years old. Gallant gets to the face-off first, but unable to evade Caden Henry. Caden Henry showed a lot of speed in this game today. Sent in by the Rock Lobsters. Over the glove of Reller, but picked up by Gallant. Off the blade of the stick of Reller, trying to get through Coach and Bacon. Gallant lays enough of a hit, enough of a check on Henry to get that puck loose. Gallant gallivants into the zone, but Reller made the early step, and the offside is called. Alden face off against Wilson, who's more than played his part in this game tonight in his first in Moccasin colors. Picard gets the contact on that puck on the face-off, but Wilson was able to push it through for himself. Look at the skating ability here from Wilson. Toe drag shot off of Shinkarik and out to the right. Niven asking confirmation from me as who got the goal. Definitely Glukaryov got a piece of that before it went past Sean Kuhn. However, the Federal Hockey website has it as assist primary from Garrett Milan and secondary to Johnson, and I don't believe that's correct. Alden trying to fight for that one. He's able to get it towards Gallant. Return pass to Alden. Alden, toe drag. Can he get the shot off? No. Koivuniemi does enough. Alden tries to poke it back into the stick of Shinkarik, rather to Schumacher. Johnson back on the ice. Can he secure the hat trick with a game winner? Fans really getting into this game now. Glukaryov with a chase on the dump in. Johnson centering pass off the skate of Stefanini and through the legs of Milan. Played with a skate from Koash on the right side. Takes a shot as soon as he enters, and Lavaliere has it in his gear. It feels that if the potential game winner for the Rock Lobsters comes, then the roof of this place will come unglued. This building itself will become a goblet of fire. Defensive zone face-off. Milan's able to win it. Russell wheels out from it. Bank pass, Glukaryov on the right side of his own defensive zone. Finds Milan with a pass that is out of this world. Milan trying to dance through 2 or 3 different Moccasins, sent long by Monroe, and that's going to be an icing against the Moccasin team. .541 to go. When that goal from Johnson came at the 10-minute mark of the third period, we said it was perfect timing. How prolific that might be. Virgili out of the face-off. Finds Reller, who's been put on the second line with Gallant and Virgili. Virgili with a stiff arm. Good protection of the puck. Finds Kolatarsi with a pass. Kolatarsi with a long-range shot right into the midsection of Kuhn. Moccasins will change, but this Rock Lobster line of Virgili, Gallant, and Reller will stay. Garcia and Kolatarsi behind them. Virgili swats at it. Gallant tries the wraparound, can't take the puck with his blade. Anderson, who made it a 2-0 game in the first period, tries to step on the gas pedal behind Gallant. Gallant lays the hit on Anderson. I think Gallant might have got the worst of it, though. Virgili plays it to himself off the boards. Garcia coming around hand to help out, but Rock Lobsters may have overcommitted here. Kolatarsi with Anderson in behind him, surrounded by 2 Moccasins. Anderson takes it off of Kolatarsi, but Kolatarsi then pins him to the board. Glukarioff gets the puck out. Stopped at the line by Schumacher and sent back in. Trying to just shove it in from behind the net was Anderson. Stop by Koivu Niemi. Schumacher on the right side of the line. Rings one around the rink. Turnaround shot from Caden Henry. Not sure if that one reached Lavalier or not. Centering pass from the Moccasins only finds Brandon Reller. Johnson back on the ice for the Rock Lobsters. Koash stopped at the line. A whistle here. I think that one's going to be an offside against the Moccasins. We've got a horn here, 4:02 left in regulation. Is this one going to be won or lost in regulation by the Rock Lobsters, or is there a dreaded O word coming for Athens? We'll see after this commercial break.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Have a little game of guess which claw the puck is under. A chance for us to tell you here about the fans.winwithdash.com auctions happening right now. Make sure you go to fans.winwithdash.com and search the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out all the exclusive auctions happening right now. You can win today a special autograph collectible that you can't find anywhere else. No doubt when Harry Potter is involved, fans will go all out, as you see with the couple there dressed as Voldemort and Dumbledore. How about those of you in the chat? Who's your favorite Harry Potter character? I'm rather fond of Hagrid myself. It's not just because we bear a resemblance. Little more than 4 minutes to go in this third period. Both teams trying to find a winner, but the Rock Lobsters with 2 unanswered goals to tie things up at 3. This is more of that Rock Lobster team that we know and love. Schumacher sends it in over the head of the linesman. Shinkarik using some speed. Referee puts his hand up. I believe that one's going to go down as an icing. Here we go again, Milan against Wilson. That's been a huge storyline of this game. Shinkarik off at the feed from Johnson, whose shot goes off the shin of Conway. Here's Wilson. He would love to score the game winner against his former teammates. Conway. Poked away by Johnson. Can't get it out. Wilson picks it back up in the offensive zone. Took a piece there of Sabad. That gives Robertson some freedom, and Malik Johnson steps on the brakes, finds Glukarioff at the line, who takes a spill, and the puck is spilled out to the Moccasin side. Now Gustafson taking some time here, perhaps. The Moccasins happy to try and get at least a point here and make it somewhat of a fruitful night. Reminder, the Moccasins still looking for their first win in 7 games against the Rock Lobsters. They are currently 0-6 against their Athens adversaries. Puck sent long, no icing, say the officials. Garcia around to Kyle Russell, very young D pairing here. Shots even at 39 apiece. Garcia with an interception. Takes it in. Centers a pass, took a deflection, but Reller unable to stick out the blade and challenge Kuhn. Coach, he's scored in this one. Tries to set up his fellow countryman. Asp just misses wide. Bacon on the other side. Loses out, and the Rock Lobsters have numbers the other way. Picard with Virgili to his right. He takes the shot himself. That one rifled so quickly that I didn't even get an eye on it. Henry trying to start moving the puck the other way, but sends it long, and feels like we're seeing some tired legs here from the Moccasins. Minute 40 to go in regulation. And the Rock Lobsters ice the puck with a minute 34 to go. Not necessarily the best thing for Athens, as they will have to deal with a defensive zone face-off with not a lot of time. Fans knowing that this game is getting later and later on without a clear winner just yet. And the fans are building here on the stream. Timeout here. And with them having the offensive zone face-off, I imagine it is probably for the Moccasins. Gary Gill, the head coach for this Monroe team, third head coach of the season for the Moccasins, but he has been by far the most successful. Moccasins trying to bounce back. They've lost 4 of their last 5, coming off a 5-2 loss against the River Dragons in the Columbus Civic Center. Coach scored in that game as well, and so did Caden Henry. There was also 3 fighting majors in that game. Virgili against Wilson. Shot right out of the face-off glove save, Lavalier. Rock Lobsters will make a change. Unit stays the same for the Moccasins. Wilson against Milan once again. Wilson wins it back to Koivuniemi. Rex Mo. Shot played with a gear. Quick turnaround shot by Wilson just wide. Lucario just wanting to get it away from danger, but it never reaches the red line to ice the puck. Lucario stops it at the line. Long-range shot. Toenail save from Kuhn. Kolatarsi trying to keep up here with Sabad and does a beautiful job. Puck pinned in the end boards. 1 minute of play remaining. Conway gets a return pass out in front of the right circle. Shinkarik makes a block. Here comes Malik Johnson. Helps it in the path of Gary Milan. Gary Milan with a shot. Misses just wide. Malik Johnson tries to center it back towards the slot, but no Rock Lobster there. What a beautiful effort from this top line with a matter of seconds to go in regulation. Monroe commits the offside. We're getting to the point where both teams know that anything that tickles the twine from this point is likely the game winner. Moccasins with another face-off win. Koash takes it in. Right circle shot, catches Lavalier up high, falls for Hal Gustafson. He gets blocked out. Russell. Casa Gallant looking for the long pass towards Zinchenko. It falls for him. A matter of seconds left. Zinchenko with a shot just wide to the right. How about that? Zinchenko with a chance to win it with just seconds to go in his first Rock Lobster game. But the fans here on the stream and in the arena are deprived of a beautiful moment. So we are going to overtime. Rock Lobster fans, of course, not fond of overtime this season because it means dropped points in the FPHL. An overtime win only worth 2 points, a regulation win worth 3. However, the Rock Lobsters have been very successful in overtime this season, 11 overtime contests, and they've won 9 of them. Take another look here. Malik Johnson was able to open the scoring, able to double his tally with his second, and then a heroic play, a pass towards Daniil Glukaryov, who gets just enough of a piece of it to direct it past Kuhn and tie things up at 3 apiece. For those of you who are unaware, overtime rules in the FPHL, through the first 5 minutes of overtime are exactly like the NHL. Both teams will skate at 3 skaters apiece. It's golden goal rules, sudden death, so whoever scores wins the game. If a winner is not found in those 5 minutes, then we go to a shootout. Taking a look at the overtime record for the Moccasins this season, they have gone to overtime 7 times. They've won 2 and lost 5. Rock Lobsters starting with Virgili, Gallant, and Kolatarsi. For the Moccasins, it's Henry, Schumacher, and Anderson. 5 minutes on the clock, 3 skaters aside. It's going to take extra hockey to find a winner here in the Classic City. Time to grab the snitch indeed. Credit to Stephen Turner in the chat. Both centermen trying to get an extra edge on the faceoff, but the Moccasins win it on the effort from Henry. Anderson from out of his own half of the ice. A lot of speed in Anderson's game. Reaches the roadblock, goes back into neutral ice. Back for Schumacher. Anderson. A little bit of patience, drops a pass for Henry. Bursting through the center of the blue line, right circle shot. Little spill from Lavalier, but he's able to use his stick to get it right back into his grasp. First shot of the overtime period goes to the Moccasins. How about this crew right here? Few Rock Lobster fans enjoying being out past their bedtime. Perhaps they can be sent home happy. How about this? Shinkarik with Milan and Glukaryov. 3 very legitimate goal-scoring threats. Shinkarik, a lot of speed over the line. Able to challenge Kuhn, and then as he sprawls down towards the ice, backhand attempt. Catches Kuhn up high. He's able to deflect it over the bar. Asp, centering pass. Hugo Coach just wide. Coach picks it back up. Wilson lets it spill in behind. Garrett Milan trying to get in behind him. Poked back by Glukaryov towards Russell. Asp gets past Russell. A breakaway on the net. Asp, and Lavalier makes the save. What could have been a crucial mistake from the Rock Lobsters. Lavalier is able to step on the fire and make sure it doesn't burn the barn. A lot of action through this first minute and a half of the overtime. A little bit of swag surfing here in Akins Ford Arena. Russell able to help that onto the stick of Malik Johnson. Can he find an overtime winner to secure his hat trick? currently on 2 goals. Also a primary assist on the Rock Lobsters' third. Picard takes the shot himself and rattles the crossbar. Man, that man Picard can shoot that puck about 1,000,000 miles a minute. Johnson to Picard. Russell has an edge towards the net. Shot catches Kuhn in the helmet, and he's able to just use the bottom edge of his gear to secure that puck into his chest protector. Best chance of the period has come for Brandon Picard. I believe that crossbar still reverberating here. And this crowd still reverberating as well. A lot of fans enjoying themselves here, and the roof will come unglued if the Rock Lobsters can find a winner. The Rock Lobsters have already shown that here in Akins Ford Arena is one of the greatest parties that the Classic City can offer, and that's saying a lot if you're familiar with Athens. Kolatarsi evasive behind his own net, finds Virgili on the left side. Virgili almost doesn't take the puck with him, but Kolatarsi takes it over. Gallant with a shot, glove saved by Kuhn. For those of you unaware, it's a 3-way tie for game-winning goals in the Athens Rock Lobsters this year. 5 goals for Kason Gallant, 5 for Carter Shinkarik, and 5 for Garrett Milan. .235 to go. The Cardiac Crustaceans has been a positive moniker thus far for Athens. Can they keep it that way? Shinkarik with a slapper, misses just high. Lukaryov on the forecheck, trying to make life difficult for Wilson and coach. Milan pokes it away from Wilson, banks it off of his own bench. Lukaryov back to Shinkarik. His safe haven is always behind his goaltender's net. Meanders out, finds Milan on the right side. Milan with speed, right through the center of the blue line. Great dangling move, goes hard towards the net, gets taken down, and the Rock Lobsters are going to go to a power play. How many times have we seen Garrett Milan dangle towards the crease tonight? Looks like a little bit of a shush there towards the Monroe bench. So the Rock Lobsters will go to the Paloma Park power play, and the power play has been a huge reason why they're being able to get back into this game. Houston Wilson commits the penalty on his former teammate Garrett Milan. Could that be the decider? Nearly all of what's remaining in this overtime period will be played on a Rock Lobster power play, knowing that's a fact. Head coach Steve Martinson has the whiteboard and calls the timeout. The Rock Lobsters familiar with overtime against the Moccasins. They have a shootout win and an overtime win against the Moccasins this year. As we talked about earlier, Athens 6-0 against Monroe this season. But all of those games happening at the Monroe Civic Center, none of them here in Akins Ford Arena. We've got a couple of Wizards in the audience tonight cranking that Soldier Boy. It's been an impressive performance from the Rock Lobsters to get themselves back in this game, but it's perhaps been even more impressive the way that this crowd has shown up. 5,138 here in attendance in Akins Ford Arena. This 4-on-3 power play unit for the Rock Lobsters: Virgili, Milan, Gallant, and Shinkarik. It really doesn't get much more offensive than that. Goodness gracious. Some fans are crazy, man, but I love it. Sent long, Sabad almost gets there. Lavalier out of his crease. Feels a little bit of danger, though. Shinkarik able to stop Sabad behind the net. Sends Milan on a route. Finds Gallant at the line. Gallant drops it back for Shinkarik. Shinkarik, Milan at the red line, sees Shinkarik once again. Fakes a slapper. Gallant takes a piece of Virgili. Helped out of the zone there by Sabad. Sabad tying up Virgili there, but Gallant comes away with the puck. Shinkarik back to Gallant. A lot of open ice here for the Rock Lobsters. Virgili tries to flip it top shelf. Virgili once again. Gallant left circle. Captain Fantastic. Garrett Milan one-timer. Virgili almost bats it out of midair past Kuhn. Puck needs digging out in the corner. 1:02 left in the game. Also a minute left on the power play for the Rock Lobsters. One-timer from Gallant. Pad saved by Kuhn. Carter Shinkarik gets the feed. Milan with a slapper. The one-timer saved by Kuhn. As if there hasn't been enough heroics from Sean Kuhn in this game. He is keeping the Moccasins in this contest late on this 4-on-3 power play. Houston Wilson with the goal just 40 seconds into the game, but will he end up costing the Moccasins in this one, having taken down Milan? Currently in the box is Wilson. Milan wins the faceoff, bats it towards Gallant on the right side. Milan, right circle, feeds Gallant, back to Shinkarik. Shinkarik right back to Kaysen Gallant. Good puck movement here from the Rock Lobsters. Shinkarik winds up the shot, fakes it, passes to Milan. Shinkarik, one-timer. Kaysen Gallant doesn't get enough mustard on that shot, but he's able to pick the puck back up here. No, he isn't. Moccasins with numbers shorthanded, but the pass is just a little loose towards Schumacher from Anderson. Anderson able to just play keep away, finds a pass, shot gets blocked. Schumacher with an effort there late. Shinkarik almost poked it past Caden Henry. And the Rock Lobsters are unable to find the winner in the power play in the overtime. And instead, this will go to a shootout. Once again, want to thank Steven Self, who's constructed our new scoreboard. And this will also be the first time that we can display our new shootout scoreboard here. Hopefully, Steven Self's effort, all of the fans' effort here tonight, and the Rock Lobsters' effort on the ice will be rewarded with a shootout win. The Rock Lobsters have lost just one shootout this season, but it came on this ice against the Columbus River Dragons. Trigby Miniguns is skating out. I wouldn't say that he's the first person that I would suspect to shoot for the Moccasins, but he might shut me up here. We'll see. Miniguns against William Lavalier. The first matchup of this shootout. Miniguns takes the puck from center ice, works towards the slot, save right into the center of Lavalier's body. Easy save for Lavalier. And now Philip Virgili, who's been very good on the faceoff. Virgili from the left circle, able to flip it up into the roof of the net. Goes backhand, forehand, and tricks Kuhn into committing. No doubt Kuhn is going to feel hard done by if the Rock Lobsters win this game in the shootout. It's been a good offensive effort from the Moccasins tonight, but it's been Kuhn who's been able to bring them this far. And meanwhile, the Moccasins are unable to convert on their second straight shot. Declan Conway misses wide. And now this game is at the end of the stick of Garrett Milan. And if you're head coach Steve Martinson, that's exactly where you want it. Garrett Milan. Super Milan towards the slot from the right side. Backhand flip right into the glove of Kuhn. Third shooter is Koivu Niemi for the Moccasins, but he's stopped by Lavaliere. One goal in the shootout is all the Rock Lobsters need to take the majority of the spoils in this game. But the storyline doesn't begin and end in the shootout. The Rock Lobsters were down at one point 2-0 in this game, 3-1 in this game. They fight back to tie things up at 3-3 at the 11:38 mark. And after getting the momentum in their favor, they just kept trying to work and work and work. The goaltender, Sean Kuhn, who had a tremendous performance in this game, he stops 42 of 45. On the other side, William Lavaliere stops 40 of 43. A busy night for goaltenders. But the Rock Lobsters do just enough. They win in the shootout. You cannot talk about the story of this game without talking about Malik Johnson. Down 2-0, he scores one on a beautiful shot from the high slot to beat Kuhn up high. He's able to do so once again, batting in a rebound on a Philip Virgili shot. And then on the far side boards, he's brought down to the ice, but still is able to create an effort towards the slot for Daniil Glukaryov, who redirects it, really with not much knowledge from the Russians' part, past Sean Kuhn and into the back of the net. Wow. A tremendous effort from this Rock Lobster team. We'll take a look in just a moment of who the three stars of the night are. The Rock Lobsters with 2 points earned in this game will move to 82 points on the season. Going to 20 wins, 10 overtime wins. 6 regulation losses and 2 overtime losses. Well, we got an opportunity. Let's take a look at what's going on around the rest of the league. A 9-0 final scoreline. The Binghamton Black Bears are able to completely bury the Dashers. Carolina tied at 2 apiece with Watertown. That's an interesting contest here, interdivisional. Blue Ridge with a 4-3 edge on the Venom HC in the third period. Still a tied game between the Port Huron Prowlers at 2 apiece in the third period. And the Columbus River Dragons able to take care of business thus far in the third period, up 5-2 against the Motor City Rockers. Malik Johnson announced as one of the stars of the game, but he's the first person out on the ice. Surely he's not the third star. Daniil Glukaryov, the second star of the night. His game-tying goal sent this game into overtime.
And let's hear it for your
Philip Virgili's goal was enough in the shootout to secure the spoils. And he is your first star of the night. Little post-game interview with Philip.
Tell us what was going through your head as you were grabbing the puck on that last shot. I know I was going to score. I knew it. I'm a great fucking team, so I got to score on this. It is a great team. Big round of applause for Philip Virgili, everybody. Everyone start the game.
Philip Virgili, the first star of the night, but a great all-around performance from the Rock Lobsters to come back down 2-0, down 3-1. They're able to fight back, tie things up in the third period at 3 apiece. They have a chance to win it in overtime on a power play. They're unable to do so then, but Philip Virgili with a great effort in the shootout goes forehand, backhand, flips it up above Kuhn. Really hard done by Sean Kuhn, a tremendous performance on the night for him. He makes 42 saves out of 45 shots. He's going to feel hard done by losing in the shootout, but I would expect head coach Gary Gill to go back to Kuhn with his performance tonight, because good goaltending performances have been hard to come by for the Moccasins this season. However, they also have a new goaltender in their own right, Cody Karpinski, who was signed just today, another former Pensacola Ice Flyer, along with Houston Wilson. Houston Wilson, very, very impressive in this game. He opened the scoring just 40 seconds into the night. It really felt like he had something extra to play for, knowing that he was going up against former teammates Garrett Milan and Malik Johnson. Orca Weisblatt potentially back into the lineup tomorrow and Sunday. Going to be interesting to see how the rest of this one fizzles out, but a tremendous start to this series. The Rock Lobsters able to win it in the shootout. On behalf of all the Rock Lobster staff, this is Mattine Rad saying so long from Akins Ford Arena. The Rock Lobsters win in the shootout 4-3. Thank you for